Welcome, Jet fans, to another episode of the Jets Life podcast. I'm your host, Anthony, once again joined, as always, on these Tuesday evenings by Big Dom. It's been a nice weekend. Baseball started up again here. The owners' meetings are here. You got Geno Smith leading us to the promised land. Aaron Glenn speaking to the media for the first time in a while. I feel like it was a mostly good interaction. We'll get into some of the commentary there. Darren Muji with a few comments, but the guy doesn't speak much. He just basically gets the interview done in 8 minutes. He had an 8-minute interview. Aaron Glenn talked for like 40 minutes. So
nice.
A lot of context. I know you say you didn't have a chance to listen to it just yet, but if you do, I mean, there was some good stuff in there. Obviously some quote-worthy stuff, and that's going to be the stuff that gets the headlines. But I think he mostly had some good commentary in there. But
did he
talk about it? How was your weekend?
It was pretty good, man. You know, like you said, we got some baseball that started. But during that press conference, did Aaron Glenn unleash any of his superpowers? Did you see anything?
Did not see superpowers. There was no lasers, no superhuman strength. He was nice though. I gotta tell you, he was nice to the media.
Oh wow,
very friendly. He was in a good mood.
Maybe he's coming around.
He's doing outstanding. He said I'm very, very good. Actually, I'm outstanding.
Someone's definitely in his ear, bro.
Listen. As much of a mess as he was like last year, I mean, you still want to root for him. And I think that's a big thing. Like the biggest thing I took out of the commentary from today, a lot of Jet fans, and I understand, some people wanted it a certain way. People wanted him gone. I was one of them, thought he should have been one and done based on last season, but you understood when they made the trades it wasn't going to happen. What's the worst that can happen? Either he sucks and everyone who says they want him gone, he's going to be gone anyway, or maybe he turns the corner and makes this team a little bit, I'm not going to say exciting because there's a limit to what they can do. But maybe he does turn the corner.
I mean,
at this point, what's the point in just like bashing the guy and hoping he fails?
I'm on board with you. I mean, listen, when they hired him at first, I was like pumped up. I mean, listen, He's a Jet. He was a Jet and he played really good with the Jets. He wanted the Jets. He had some unfinished business with the Jets, so you feel pumped up about him. After that first game against Pittsburgh, I was like, all right, maybe, there's something here. There was something here. And then, I mean, it went from to like right down, crash down. I mean, when they started 0-7, and then it was just a disaster, one after another, bad play calling. I mean, bad clock management at the end of the half where he says that, that's the coach's number one thing. The last 2 minutes of a half and the last 2 minutes of the final quarter. I mean, he definitely didn't know. I mean, not knowing to kick a field goal there. I mean, it was a lot of things, So anyway, he learns from a mistake, and I'm rooting for him. I mean, what the hell can we do?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else you really can do. Rooting for them to and that's the thing too. Like, as much as we want the season to fall a certain way, we know they're not a playoff team most likely. I mean, that's just the way it is. We know they're not making a run to the Super Bowl. They're not making a Patriots-esque turnaround. They don't have the quarterback for that. But we all want them to have the first overall pick. But you just got to let the eggs land where they do, and just take it from there. There's no reason going into the season just to want failure.
I agree.
We've dealt with enough failure over the course of our fandom to go into a season and actually root for losses. Listen, you can understand the benefits of losing early and losing often, because that light at the end of the tunnel, that could be a franchise quarterback. But we have all the draft capital in the world. We're going to be rooting for the Packers to lose every week. We're going to be rooting for the Cowboys to lose every week. We're going to be rooting for Indianapolis to lose every week.
I just want to win.
In the perfect world, the Jets win. I mean, in the perfect world, they make the playoffs. But in the ideal perfect world scenario, Jets win 7 or 8 games. They're showing signs of progress, and either Dallas, Green Bay, or Indianapolis
ends up with the number one pick.
Completely flutter. You have room for injuries, but let's say Micah Parsons comes back and he's not 100%. I mean, Dane Jones isn't 100%.
He's definitely not 100%. I mean, that guy he had torn his ACL and broke his other leg. Is that what the injury?
Parsons?
No, not Parsons. Daniel Jones. Well, he tore his ACL.
Wasn't it Achilles, Daniel Jones?
His Achilles, and then also like broke some part of his leg or something like that.
I
Yeah,
didn't
look
know
at his
that
injury report. It's insane.
I didn't know that part.
Oh yeah, look at it, man. It's ridiculous. Look at
I'll
Daniel.
look that up.
Yeah, it's freaking like, and now to think that this guy, Mr. Glass, is going to come back and be like, all right, I'm ready to roll. Let's just start off where I left off. Well, he didn't leave off well at all. Like he broke something too.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Missed the rest of the season. Jones has been playing through a broken fibula prior to the Achilles injury. He played through a broken fibula.
Yeah. So just hear me out on it for a second.
Not only did he tore his ACL,
but he had broken fibula. So I mean, you think, all right? So let's just assume this guy comes in at 75%, ready to roll. I don't know, man. I just don't think this guy is going to deliver. That Colt team is.
Your fibula is like the whole fucking
leg.
Yeah, it's like the bottom leg. What the fuck?
Dude, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this guy is going to be ready from the start of the season.
I mean, I would like to think so for them to pay him what they paid him.
I mean, so when did he break it?
I mean, they kind of had no choice too because of everything. They went all in at the trade deadline. Look kind of silly to not pay your quarterback and be in like a rebuild mode when you really can't rebuild.
Yeah, I mean, what was the other options? I mean, they still got Anthony Richardson there, don't they?
I mean, that wasn't an option. Like,
no, I get it, but I think, for instance, like I don't see Daniel Jones starting for the first maybe 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, I think he got hurt like what, week 12, week 11 of last year.
I want to say it was around there. Yeah. Actually, I just had it up a minute ago.
And like, doesn't it take a full year to recover? I mean,
week 14.
Oh, week 14. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's no way. Yeah. I mean, they went on their slide before that, so it didn't matter. But that was a broken fibula, probably. That's why he couldn't freaking do anything.
No, that was the torn Achilles that happened. That week.
Then he broke his fibula.
He was playing with the broken fibula. It doesn't say how many weeks he was playing for it, though.
Jeez.
Probably could look it up if I really wanted to.
But dude, that's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting against the Colts. I'm rooting against the Packers. I'm rooting against the Cowboys. I want to win. And I mean, listen, like you said, what's the best that can happen this year? Maybe 6 to 8 wins. I mean, as long as they play good and aggressive. I mean,
6 would be a huge turnaround. 6 would be a huge turnaround. Do you think 6 is enough? If they got 6 wins out of it, I mean, we talk about it all the time. It depends on how you win. The style points do matter a little bit when you're talking about a head coach. Don't matter in standings, but they do matter when you're talking about whether or not a head coach should be here for another year. But like, what would you say is like the Mendoza line for Aaron Glenn as far as the win percentage goes, or win total goes? You think 6?
I mean, so I would think he has to win at least 6 games. Okay, at least 6. That's number 1. But number 2, let's just say they won 4 or 5 games. But how did they lose? Like, for instance, let's say they were getting mopped up on defense, like they were just getting destroyed. They were
that's not allowed this year.
He's done. He is done. But if these
6 wins,
let's say if these games are pretty tight games, and we're not losing by 2-3 scores, I mean, there's a world where he can still come back. I mean, as long as the team is like progressing up, But you're right. I don't know, man. I think 6 wins is like the bare minimum for him to stay around.
Yeah, honestly, I think so too. Like,
you see that schedule though? Dude,
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I keep going back to it. Like, even with Geno Smith there, unless this coaching staff just takes a complete 180 from what they were a year ago, they're going to go into most of these games throughout this year with a distinct disadvantage at quarterback and a disadvantage at head coach. And I have to look at it again, but I think when I went through it, it was like
80%.
15 out of the 17 games. Yeah, you could legitimately say it. With some, some grace to new head coaches, like Arizona, obviously, is a game you kind of lean probably to Jets just from experience, but you don't know what LaFleur could be as a head coach. Dolphins, both those games, you just don't know what Halfley's going to be.
I mean, at best, a split with Miami. I mean,
yeah.
You're going to lose. I mean, I don't know. Listen, it's too early to predict what's going to happen. The draft is still coming.
Still the draft too, yeah.
So can't really predict and nothing. I haven't seen this team play, so it's a whole brand new team. So we don't know nothing about this new team.
Mm-hmm. We don't even know who's playing edge for this team. We don't know who's playing anything for this team at this point.
I know.
We know most of the penciled in spots, but they definitely do need to make a few more upgrades to the receiving room primarily. We'll see how they address that in the draft.
Honestly, if the Jets listen, we have 3 first-rounders next year. I know we may need a quarterback next year, bro. If our thing is, listen, we need to like concentrate on this receiver room, dude. What I would recommend, man, fucking who cares about Tate? Reese at number 2. Take Carnell Tate at number 2, and work your way down. Listen, I get what you're saying, but we're filling the room. You got a stud. You know, if you want Arvell Reese that bad, you trade 16 and 44, move up the package again. You probably be out of that range. Maybe like a
Reese
Ruben
are making
Bain
past top 5.
Sonny Styles. I know. Maybe a Ruben Bain, Sonny Styles, or maybe even what's his name, Bailey. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But if you could walk away with a Tate, actually, he's the only one I really like. You know, and then I put Mekhi Lemon. Jordyn Tyson, I'm just really worried about his injury history, but
we'll talk about that a little bit too. I know Dane didn't really like. Speaking of Dane, he should be joining very shortly for anybody waiting on him. But
yeah, buddy.
But yeah, we'll get into the conversation at 16 momentarily once Dane arrives, because he wasn't a big fan of our selection of Jordyn Tyson last week at pick 16.
Either. I wasn't. I mean, listen, it is what it is. We needed somebody there, but I'm not. I'm too worried about that injury history, dude. And knowing the Jets, man.
And I understand that, but listen, I'd rather. So using the little scenario you just brought up, I'd rather Arvell Reese and Jordyn Tyson at 16 with injury history than Carnell Tate and then
Bailey, if you move up.
You wouldn't even have Bailey. You'd have to trade up. I mean, in that same scenario, you can get any of the receivers by trading up. Probably not any of them. Tate's probably going.
Lemon, maybe.
Yeah, Lemon's probably the second one to go, and you're probably gonna have to jump the Dolphins and the Rams to get him.
You gotta go to the Rams. Washington
will be an interesting one, but
because they need draft picks, bro. What do they have? 1 first rounder, no second rounders. And
yeah, they'll take something. But anyway, let's get right to it. We got for the second time, first time with Dom, because Dom played hooky the last time we had this thing rolling around. First time with Dom, second time on the show. Gotta watch a show on Danger Zone, and does a great job. Him and Murph, they're exciting to listen to, fun to listen to. He gets his weekend show going with Jets Chaos. But without further ado, everyone please welcome Dano from the Danger Zone. Dane,
what's up, Dano? How are you doing, buddy?
How are both of you guys? Brothers, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. How are you guys doing this? Yeah.
Hey, we're doing great, pretty good. Hanging in there. I'm getting excited. Sorry about the last time I was playing hooky, but I'm back this time.
Sure.
The weather wasn't good that day. He couldn't find his computer.
That's what they all say, right?
Oh yeah.
Wait, you just get out of work, Dane?
I did. Yes, I just got home. I had to do the dog first, but yeah, we're here and we're ready to cook now, man.
Oh yeah.
Tyson is an interesting conversation, but man, I will say, man, my day got way better when I heard that we're going to the promised land.
Oh, tell you what, I really hope he could be a bad coach as bad as he is. As long as he's a good fortune teller, that's all I care about. As long as he can see the future that we're not seeing, that is all that we need on this Tuesday evening. Is just to know that he knows what that light at the end of the tunnel is, and it's not a train coming on.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, super power, and that's a good segue. Like, my question is, do you think he knows how memeable he is being, or do you think it's just, he's doing coach speak, and then when he stops for a moment, he says something stupid? Or is it intentional? Like, how oblivious is he to how he's received in the media?
So
go ahead.
You can go first, Dom, if you want.
I mean, listen, he's been in the New York market. He knows how the market is. So I think he's doing a little bit of both. You know, I think he plays the game very well. I mean, he ain't a stupid person. Now, he does stupid things, but he ain't a stupid person. I mean, he is the head coach of the New York Jets. It's very hard to get that, you know, but not really, not with the Jets. But anyway, long story short, I think he plays the media very well. I do think that someone talked
better
to him after the season, and he is toned down a bit. That's all. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. I think so. My first reaction was probably like a lot of other people, was just seeing the quote, the very small whatever, and just like reacting to it. But when you go back and listen to it, I think he used the wrong words. Like I think his goal with that statement was more, Geno Smith will get us where we want to be, and where we want to be is more of a stable offense, not a shit show, an offense that can move the football and not look silly, not go 3 and out 4 possessions in a row, not have a quarterback struggle to throw for 100 yards like 3 out of his 7 starts or whatever Justin Fields accomplished last year. Just get us to where we're like a consistent enough offense where you can show signs of improvement of an offensive line. You can show signs of improvement of a young, you know, receiving core, a young tight end room, just showing signs that this offense is moving in the right direction, so that eventually when you're ready to strike on that franchise quarterback, you can do it, and you don't feel like it's another situation like Darnold coming in with no weapons, no offensive line, nothing to be proud of. I think that's what he was trying to get at. He just used that promised land, and promised land is Super Bowl. Geno Smith is not getting you there.
To be fair, what you described to me is my promised land. I mean, at least right now, like we're relatively speaking with the Jets. Like I think Super Bowl would be like 40 virgins, or like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. But you're right, man. Strides, where we're like, yeah, it was the wrong verbiage to use, and that I don't know if he meant to do or not. But dude, as soon as it left his lips, it was viral.
Oh, and yeah. You know how it went crazy. It went wild,
especially in our land. It does.
For real. And we haven't heard from dude in months, and this is like the first time we really do, and we get something like that. Of course, we're gnawing at the bit on that. I probably had millions of views when you add them all up. You know, it's crazy.
I will say, like, I don't know, Dane, if you had a chance to go back and listen to him or not. It was a long press conference that whatever it was like a sit down at a table type of thing. I got the gist. It was mostly okay for his first time around. That one quote, you know, doesn't do any justice, but for the most part, I thought he did a pretty good job of talking about their approach to the offseason, how, and Muji touched on it too, very similar context, about how we went through this offseason. We were a very young roster. We needed to improve with our veteran leadership, brought in some veteran players, brought in some guys that, you know, can teach these young guys that have been known for takeaways, like Minka Fitzpatrick in the past, although he had a pretty down year from takeovers last year. They brought in Wright from Chicago, who had 4 or 5 interceptions. I forgot tally last year, but a lot more than the Jets had. So they had a conceded effort to try and bring in players that, one, keys to defense, know his system. I feel like that's something he probably should have done year one. Try and bring in some guys from Detroit that had some familiarity with him, but whatever. He's doing it in year 2 after getting all the noise out and trying to reflush the system. So I think he did touch on a lot of good things, touching on Breece Hall, and that is something that they want to get done. I know, Dane, that's not music to your ears, but fact of the matter is, at this point in time, I don't see him going running back in the first 4 picks. Maybe they do something next year, but in the short term, he might be their best possible option. And, just hitting all the right notes was my thoughts on it. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, this could all be for nothing. And as we've seen so many times, Jets coaches and GMs talk, and then 3 years later, they're out the door because nobody believes anything they were saying anymore. So we'll see how this whole story ends. But tell me your thoughts if you had a chance to listen to it.
I did listen to, like you said, man, I think I heard you at the top of the show. Like, it was like damn near 45 minutes of Aaron Glenn, and I'm sorry, but that's a lot for me these days. Like
I was multitasking.
After Aaron Rodgers and all that, man, my bandwidth has shrunk a bit. And I think a lot. I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of us, older heads, like I've been watching this team 30 years, man. Like it gets exhausting. But what I will say is I put it on and I listened to it in the background while multitasking. And I did hear a lot of what you said about the younger team last year, and I liked everything he was saying. I'm not gonna lie, but that doesn't equate to anything, obviously. But it wasn't just the clickbait viral quote he had. It was a lot of other stuff. He the Mason Taylor quote that he had was very good. He also talked about Demario Davis and Onyemata both coming in and how he has experience with both those guys. And I think both those guys will be key contributors. So that was good to hear. But obviously those clips don't go as viral. But it's sad because a lot of people only get the info through the viralness of it. So you do have to kind of listen to it. But the Mason Taylor thing I thought was cool. The Breece Hall thing, honestly, whatever. But like the way they've been saying it, oh, we're gonna get the contract done after the draft. As a Breece Hall consummate hater, let me just say what I hear when I hear that. I hear he has to sign the tag still. Is that the contract you want to get done after the draft? Is he going to sign the 1-year tender? Okay, that's one option. Or it's if he's here after the draft, that's a second option. I haven't been hearing we want to get the extension ironed out with him. It's always the contract. And it's like, well, yeah, we have the tender on the table for him that he has to sign. And it's just like, well, we'll see. We'll see. But if you keep him, he'll be an asset. I just hope we use him to his full capability, because like there was a lot of games where he got a lot of carries and he was not running well. And there was other ones where he did. So let's keep a pulse on him. If he's cooking, give him the ball. If he's not, give it to other guys.
I mean, we got Allen coming back. Isaiah Davis, right? Isaiah Davis. I mean, the room. I mean, honestly, I don't even want to put Allen on that list because I don't even know what this kid is. I mean, we've been hearing all great things about him, but I've seen nothing. The only thing I've seen him is fumble at the one. That's all I got to say.
Not even that. Like with his size and his frame, like he was tallied to be in this like short yardage running back. He's gonna get that yard. How many times has he gotten the ball with 1 yard to go and got stoned at the line of scrimmage? It's happened so many times. The one thing I'll say, like, and I Dane, like, I think you're like Breece Hall haterness goes a little unfair. I think you understand, like, you don't want to give him like a 3-year, $50 million contract. I
would. What I don't want to do is give him 250 carries every year. Like,
right.
That's what, like, you have Brilon and Isaiah, who we, maybe not now, but we were high on, and they never got a look. So like now we're down on Brilon, but like at some point, spread it around. You can keep him for 3 years. That's fine by me. But like, use him as more of a pass catcher, less of a runner. Get the same amount of touches. But like, dude, last year I think it was like 200 and some carries and like 50 or 60 catches. Like, let's get that a little closer together. That's all.
Yeah, and I think that's the key to it. It's signing to the right contract. And then getting another body in there too. Because I just don't. I'm not gonna say I don't trust Brilon Allen 100%. I just don't trust him to be our number 2 running back, pen down, everything down. He's our guy. Honestly, I have a little more faith in Isaiah Davis than I do in Brilon Allen. I know the different running backs, but Isaiah Davis shown a little bit more at this point in time than Brilon Allen has. At least Isaiah Davis was a key contributor to a victory last season. That Cincinnati game. He was a big reason why they won that game. Breece had his runs too, but Isaiah Davis kind of got the whole thing rolling with that big run down the sideline and really got everything moving in the right direction. I have not seen that. The only game I can remember is actually a game I attended was the game in Tennessee. That was Brilon Allen's best game as a Jet, and it's just nothing even close to it. And that's my concern. Is you definitely are going to the offseason or into this draft and leave that draft with, another running back. I wouldn't necessarily use one in top 44 picks unless something wild happens. But if you love Jadarian Price and you want to pick him at 44, by all means, that's fair. If somehow friggin' Love makes his way to 16 and all the receivers are gone, nothing wrong with taking a shot there. But I'm not picking him at 2, obviously. And, I wouldn't go crazy with any other running back except for Price at 44. If you want to get wild and get a running back on day 3, just to add another body in there, just to get a little pressure at Brilon Allen and let the best bodies roll, that's probably the best course of action. And then see what happens next year. You have 3 first-round picks. If you have another Love coming out next year that's worth it, maybe use one of those picks to give your quarterback a little bit more help.
The Detroit Lions, when Aaron Glenn was there with Campbell and what was his name? What was the OC there? What's his name?
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, Ben Johnson. That year when they moved up and they draft Jahmyr Gibbs in that draft because they had 2 first round. They took Hutchinson and then they took Jahmyr Gibbs. Let me tell you something.
That was the second year. The first year was Hutchinson and Jameson Williams.
Okay.
And then the following year was Jahmyr Gibbs. They went off of all conventional wisdom. They went Jahmyr Gibbs with the 12th pick or whatever it was, and then shortly thereafter, like 19 or 18, I think it was, they went Jack Campbell, an off-ball linebacker, in the first round. So they took positional value and said, "Screw that, we like these players."
So, like in a situation where the Jets here, for instance, I mean, all right, how good is this Love kid from Notre Dame? Let's start with that. I mean, is he like Bijan Robinson good?
If the Jets were a complete team and for whatever reason sucked last year and had the second pick, I'd say get Love.
Yeah.
The Jets have so many other needs.
I know.
From what I mean, like Dom and them, from what I like Dom C and them, like from what I hear, Bijan's the only guy they have over him like the past several years, and that's including Gibbs, at least coming out. You know what I mean?
Right. Translating in the NFL is different.
And I can't take him at 2, but man, if Salah is on the phone and he wants to come up from 4 to 2, and I'm sitting at 4 and I got Salah's 2 or something, I think I do consider Love. It's still tough.
You could package Breece for a 3rd rounder on top of that.
And then you got a 2 and a 3, and you have Love. You still need an edge, but dude, Messidor at 16, and then you can get some other pass catchers after that. Like that, we all look at pick 2 and what we can do with it, pick 16 and what we can do. Dude, just look at the whole 4 or 5, however many you got, and the totality. Dude, if you got Love and you got all that other stuff, that could be a good grouping.
I mean, this kid could be the best player in the draft. He could be a game wrecker, a game changer. So think about that for a second. Like if you bring in, let's say they brought in a Love. I'm not saying this is going to happen. We're just thinking here, right? But let's say they bring in a Love, and this guy is like legit. I mean, I'm talking about rushing 120 yards a game, catching 4 or 5 balls for 40, 50 yards a game. I mean, this is an all-purpose down back. I mean, here we are. He's scoring once a game. I mean, that's all we would want. I mean, that's like 50% of your battle right there is just scoring points. You're moving the ball. And if he's that good, why not? All right, I'm cool with it. So I like Dane's approach better. If Tennessee moves up to 2, we go to 4 and pick up a second. That would be the ideal. That would be the way to go.
So I know we hear a lot of noise, a lot of smoke during this time, but the context that I've been hearing of a team moving up in the draft has been centralized around jumping teams like the Cardinals and Titans for Love. So I think that scenario, like that's at least what I've, and again, we got to take everything for the grain of salt. Everything you hear right now is mostly BS with a sprinkle of truth to it. But that's what I've been hearing is teams trying to jump ahead of these like Giants, Cardinals, Titans, trying to get up to ensure that they get Love. But it's a different game now. Teams don't really trade up for running backs anymore.
We're sitting here saying we won't take him at 2, but these teams are willing to give up a top 5 pick and a second rounder and more to come up to get him, like, and pay him $52 million guaranteed by drafting him second overall.
Mm-hmm.
That's a special running back, but man, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The Jets have so many, and plus you're already paying Breece Hall $14 million this year anyway. You probably end up trading him by making a move like that.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of him. He's gonna
trade him. Yeah,
you trade him for a third rounder. You're good to go. Call KC. They'll have two running backs.
Dude, Jacksonville has 3/3. Pittsburgh has 3/3. Like even if you take a 4, I mean, yep. Dude, Jacksonville's top running back is Bashal Tootin or whatever. Yeah. Like, just saying.
Where did ETN went to the Saints, right? Is that where you ended up going?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's where. I don't understand. He left his homeboy Trevor. No good. So Dane, so I know we're talking a little bit here. I know we're going to get into the 16th pick here and mostly focus on Tyson and other options. But at 2, are you Team Reese or Team Bailey? Because there's a strict divide. You either love Reese and you hate Bailey, or you love Bailey and you hate Reese. And somewhere in the middle, there's those few Sonny Styles truthers. Where do you land in the middle of this whole Civil War?
I have Sonny Styles in the middle of my 3. Mm-hmm. Not big on Bailey. Bailey. This is coming from a Duck fan who Bailey was a one-man wrecking crew against Oregon, man. Like literally. I don't know, man. Reese. I'm a Reese guy. Without going, I mean, everybody's chopping up number 2 overall. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I think Reese, if you're at 2 and you're sticking and picking, I think Reese is your safest bet. Mm-hmm. I like Sonny Styles. I don't think that starts like making sense to me until like 3 or 4, 5 even. Just because positional value is real. Let's be honest. $52 million guaranteed if we draft second overall. If it can be a player that's worth $80 million, in 4 years, over 4 years, that's a win. But like a linebacker is not going to get you $80 million over 4 years.
Yeah.
Good way to look at it.
It's funny. We talk about like when you get late in the season and the team is, out of it, you start like saying, okay, we just want them to lose the rest of the way, get the best pick possible. And then let's say you're a big Sonny Styles guy. Well, maybe they should have won a couple of games at the end of the year and you could be free having this conversation. You wouldn't have to worry about, like positional value. Just get your guy. So it was like a double-edged sword on that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of intrigue. And listen, it's top heavy though. I'll say the first maybe 10 picks, you got some good guys up there, Mm-hmm. But like, why couldn't, like, if we were picking second, I mean, outside of that Zach Wilson fiasco, forget about that part. No. So why couldn't there be like another like Calvin Johnson type receiver in this draft? I mean, that would have been the boom. Like, we're going to get him. That's the guy. But here we are. We're picking with 3 potential good pass rushers here, and you could really flip a coin. I'm on your train too. I love Arvell Reese. I'm all on Reese. I think he has tremendous upside. But you know how the Jets are, man. I mean, these players that come here, man. Oh, I don't know,
dude. If Jeremiah Smith was in this draft, we would all be like singing hallelujah.
Yeah, man. Like, go get him. That's who we want, and that's it. I mean, there's a perfect world where if the Jets at 33 draft Ty Simpson, I'm just going to give you and let's say, Gino's playing and then Ty Simpson comes in and lights up the board. I'm just saying, I'm talking hypothetical here.
Dreams.
Now, next year, dude, I'm moving all my draft picks. I'm going to get Jeremiah Smith. I am doing that. That's everything I want. Pair him with Simpson, and let's go to work. Let's go to war with this team. But anyway.
That sounds like the promised land to me.
Yeah, man, close to it at least, right? We're heading in the right path. That yellow brick road.
That would be ideal. I mean, I think that like doesn't like get enough conversation. Like we focus on next year's draft because it's obviously hyped, and this is slated as a 1 quarterback draft with Mendoza at the top, and then Simpson somewhere end of round 1, day 2, wherever he lands. What if there's like weird scenarios, like weird Jet things work out the right way scenario? they do pick Ty Simpson this year, and then next year they're like loaded with draft capital to, and he actually has a good year. And next year loaded with draft capital to get this team like to that next level instead of, all right, let's figure out which quarterback we want next year and let's do the whole test next year and see if we got the right guy or if he's a schmuck like Zach Wilson was. That's it's more better scenario, but it's just not.
That is ideal. You get him this year and for not a first round pick, but I mean, that voice in the back of my head is saying the worst case scenario is you get a guy like that. They play well enough to make you think you don't need a guy. You don't take one, and then you're dot.
We actually brought that same exact scenario last week. I don't know, but that's exactly the conversation we talked about.
Let's put it this way. If you're even semi-sure he's the guy and you don't want to take a guy next year, I think you take one of those 3 first and you move it to the future just to have a carrot there because we just know how that works. I mean, we extended Sanchez and then look what happened when we shouldn't have, mind you, and didn't work out. So,
Hey, listen,
I mean,
God, I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was just going to say like Simpson, Aller, Beck, whatever. Like you got to take a guy. I'm not huge on taking them top 33. If you can get one at 44, sure. Muji, you earn pick 44 from me. Use it how you want. But who knows? I am an Aller guy more than a Simpson guy when you consider where they each cost. But again, I don't know that we'll see Aller fast enough to impact the 2027 draft, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you're on there.
I mean, if you were to take Aller, let's just say the Jets found a way to get a 3rd round pick, draft Aller with the 3rd rounder, right? He is just a building block. That's all he is. He could, he could surprise everybody, right? But that does not mean next year I can't draft another quarterback. That's a good problem to have. Imagine having, hey, listen, the 49ers did it with Montana, Young, and Bono. They had 3 quarterbacks in that room that started for other teams. Why can't we build something, I'll take just a part of that, just 2. Let's go to work, I'm on board with that. I like the Aller situation.
The Eagles did something similar like years back when they went, I think they had Sam Bradford that they brought in. There was another quarterback too that was like they paid a lot of money for, and that was the year they drafted Wentz. And then the following year they brought in Foles as well. Like they took a very similar approach of like, one of these guys has to work. It just has to. By all math, it has to work. And dude, they got a Super Bowl out of it somehow.
Next year, the hell with it. Let's just draft the 2 quarterbacks in the 1st round. I don't care. Someone's got to pan out sometime. You know what I'm saying? Come on. There's no way. At some point
in time. You just need to get it right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the 16th pick. And Dane, I saw you in the chat last week. You were not a big fan of the Jordyn Tyson pick, and I pulled up our mock draft a little bit. How it fell out, and I did want to point this out to you that the board kind of fell in a way where, and this could very similarly happen to the Jets in a very similar situation where. Really, the only other player that I saw at this spot that I was considering, I don't know if you can see it if it's too far back. The only other player I was leaning on was Venga.
Yeah,
100%. He was the only other player that I was leaning towards. But my thought was, you have a better shot at getting a guard on day 2. Plus, you already have Parham there, and I know it's only a 2-year contract, and he's not obviously the caliber of what we believe Venga is going to be. But you have a better shot at getting a decent starting guard. Your boy there from Oregon, Pregnon there on day 2 would be ideal. Yeah. And let's be real, Jordyn Tyson's skill set is probably wide receiver 1 in this draft. The reason he's dropping is because of his injury concerns, and that's a major concern for everybody involved, myself included. But you sometimes got to buy the dip. And for a guy that we were mostly mocking in a lot of early mocks, top 5, without a question, when this whole process started. And that was knowing his injury concerns back then. He got another injury this year, which obviously kind of infatuates that whole problem. But to get him at 16, when you were sitting here in a world where that pick was supposed to be 26 with the Colts, and you find your way basically in an unrealistic trade up to get 16 and get that top tier guy to potentially have for your franchise quarterback next year, it's one of those situations where it's like, if you're not getting a receiver in this draft, you find yourself in a situation next year where you have to get a receiver and you have to get a quarterback. And that's just the simple part of it. So I'll let you kind of plead your case for all of us.
I don't think it's terrible. I forget. I forget what I said last week, but
I know you were tongue in cheek with it, but no, it's a fair argument for sure.
I will say, like, I power rank my choices at that selection as literally Ione or Ioane, yeah. Apparently, he's my number one, and second is Lemon. Believe it or not, I have Lemon below Ioane. Lemon went 8th in that mock, so like maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I need to flip him, but then I have Sadiq. Then after that, there's a gap, man. I think you get one of those 3 guys. That gap is, I mean, after that, it's Tyson and then Boston. But Ioane, man, I guess, I don't know. Well, for one, I think he is just insanely talented. Best. I mean, yes, you can get Pregnon, but guess what? He could also go 30th. We don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then what? But like knowing he played with Fashanu, dude, that to me has value. Knowing that he is a clear upgrade on Simpson, knowing that would allow us to get Myers to be our 6th man and not our starting center.
Yeah, because Parham would be able to move to center because he has experience there.
Dude, and Gino knows him. So, like, how important is it for Gino to know the guard versus Gino to know the center? Like, there's value there. So, Lemon, taking him out of the board. Sadiq, he was drafted by the Ravens, who let Likely walk just to draft Sadiq. I don't get that, but whatever.
Scenario. Yep.
Yeah. But at the same time, like Tyson, I'm not boo-hooing. I'm not. Thing like the hamstring, I don't care about. Like, everybody's focused on all these reoccurring hamstring injuries. For me, it's the fact that he shredded the other leg 2 years ago, and the guy I'm spending a 1st round pick on to be across from Garrett Wilson, I don't want to have ever shredded anything. Because, dude, one more ACL, like, to me, it's like, yeah, he's fine now. He recovered from that. He even did better after that. But like, these things start compounding.
Yeah.
I want a guy that I'm going to give a 5-year extension to after the 5 years. Like, I want him to be a decade guy, and it scares me, man. That's all. It scares me. Yeah. But I do know, like, in your defense, many people tell me, man, if his clean bill of health is all that with your medical staff, this guy could be better than Tate. So the other thing, though, is like Jeremiah Smith next year.
I mean, that's the route. You're right.
Yeah. So, like, that's why I like Sadiq, because it leaves the door open for that. You're not, and I guess you could take Tyson now and take Smith later, but like, you take Sadiq now. I love the tight end room. I think is the best in the league. And then you can make the wide receiver room one of the best in the league next year. But I also think Sadiq gives Mason Taylor insurance to not have to like be him immediately. But no, Tyson, I'm not going to boo-hoo over. He's just not he's not in my top 3. And my top 3, there might only be one of those guys available at 16, but I want that one guy over Tyson is all.
So your top 3 again. So you start with Tate, you said, and then Vega?
No, Vega, Lemon.
Oh, Vega's 1-1? Vega's
it's 16. Yeah, okay. It's 16. I mean, I left guys off that I know will be gone. Styles, Downs would be my one, but come on.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, Arvell Reese at 16 would sound much better than Arvell Reese at 2. I agree with you on that one. So, are you including Tate in like your tiering list, or you're not?
He's going to top 10. Top 10.
Yeah. Agreed. So in your tiering, you got Vega, you got Mekhi Lemon, you got Tyson somewhere in there, and then Sadiq ahead of Tyson, right? Is that what it was? Sadiq ahead of Tyson, then Boston. Was that your 5?
Yeah, and you might even talk me into Cooper or Conception, but dude, there's like I said, after Sadiq, it's like you got 4 guys or whatever you can just throw in a hat. Like maybe you just slide down and let Pittsburgh come get Ty Simpson if those top 3 guys for me aren't available. Come on, Pittsburgh, and then we'll get whatever receivers there at 21.
Yeah. Cooper, there's 2 receivers that are flying up the boards right now. One is Cooper for sure. That other kid from Tennessee, what is it, Ted Hurst? This kid's flying up. He's flying up the boards, dude. Like he might come out like top 2nd round, maybe the end of the 1st round 1. I mean, his size is tremendous. What is he, 6'4", 210, something like that? I mean, I'm just saying, man, I'd rather have him at, like, say, pick 33 rather than Jordyn Tyson at pick 16. That is a big question mark. I'm just saying. Dude, this kid he's one hamstring to miss 6 weeks. I'm telling you. And that's the problem. The Jets can't afford that. They cannot.
To the same context, though, this guy's flying up draft boards. Jordyn Tyson's dropping because of an injury concern. I'd much rather take – I mean, to each their own, but I'd much rather take the guy that's slipping a little bit because teams have fears of injuries. And, I mean, we're the Jets, so you know the way it's going to land if the Jets pick him. If he goes to the Rams, he's going to be the healthiest receiver in the history of health. Like he will not miss a down. That's just like AVT. AVT signed with the Patriots. He will not miss a play for the duration of that 3 or 4 year contract. It was 3 years, I think. He will not miss a down. I was talking to Zach. I don't know if you remember Zach on the old AFC show from last year. Yeah. I told him that. I was like, be happy because that guy is not going to miss a play for you guys unless he's resting week 18. We got the division wrapped up. That's the only game he'll miss.
You just got an Iron Man.
I know. He's going comeback player of the year as an offensive lineman. He's going to have all the accolades.
Let me ask you something. Well, we talked about, hey man, you could get an Aller, a Beck, a Simpson later on than the 1st round, and then all of a sudden you recoup all this capital next year, not having to get one. Is there an element in your mind where it's like AD Mitchell could be that for our wide receiver room if you don't take one high? Maybe he frees up all this future capital. Maybe not. I mean, we'll still take Smith. Don't get me wrong, but like,
of course,
that'll be a great room though.
It would. But like, hey, if he pans out, like, why are we spending a 1st not knowing that yet? That's my question. Does it matter?
So I'll start with this one. So like So listen, he could be a receiver too. That's a question mark, right? He could be, but he's not proven to be one yet. If they were to go that route, they need to bring another vet in. I mean, I don't care who they bring in. Bring in Diggs for a 1-year deal. Bring in who else is out there? Anybody. I mean,
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, anybody. Just bring in somebody else with experience out there. You got to spread that ball out, and then if he turns out to be like what you're saying, wow, I mean, that was another gift. Thank you, Indy, for that one.
My thing on Mitchell, and I said this from the day of the trade, and I think it's a fair way of evaluating it. And I'll go into like a little bit more onto it a little bit here. But Mitchell, to me, at best, is your wide receiver 3, and he can have, play designs and be your outside guy in certain situations. And ideally, Garrett Wilson's your kind of slot outside kind of, threat. The issue I have with, going blank with, let's say you do bring in another veteran receiver and the names you mentioned aren't like household names anymore. Like DeAndre Hopkins isn't the same DeAndre Hopkins from 10 years ago. But the names you bring in, you're, a Garrett Wilson injury away from, and we had this last year. You're a Garrett Wilson injury away from your number 1 receiver being AD Mitchell, and that's not an ideal situation. And I know it's in a season where you expect low of the team, but you go into this, and the Jets have done this so many times over the last 15 years. Like, a major reason for this drought is sometimes going into the season with players who maybe showed a little bit of promise and let's give them more reps, and like maybe more reps result in more, better production, and just doesn't work out. And that player either flames out completely or just the flashes you saw are the top that you're going to get. And, in a season where Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji need to, kind of move that needle in a positive direction, I just can't see them going into a season with a major question mark as your quote unquote number 2 wide receiver with a, you basically go into it with a wide receiver 1 and 2 wide receiver 3s in my opinion. And they need to get somebody opposite Garrett Wilson. I think that's key to this whole draft plan. If you ideally get a free agent like Juwan Jennings or, one of these big guys, Alec Pierce would have been nice, but you ain't paying him $30 million with no quarterback here. So that's the risk that obviously stood there. But that's my thing, is they just need somebody else, and they've needed him for so long. Jackson was that guy. Should have been that guy, but we got Will McDonald instead.
JSN, dude, JSN would have been nice.
Mm-hmm. So I know, Dane. So me and my brother, we have a tradition every year. We all meet up whenever we go to the draft, and it started with that JSN pick. That was the first draft where I was like, "This is the guy that they need to pick, and this is why they need to pick him." JSN opposite Garrett Wilson would be ideal. They needed another weapon besides Garrett Wilson. When they passed on him, I was on the floor pissed off. Following year, or was it following year? Yeah, it was the following year, was the Brock Bowers versus Olu situation. And I was a big Bowers guy. Not to the point where, like, they can't go offensive line, but I just knew that they needed somebody still at that point in time. And Olu didn't really make a lot of sense to me. It worked out because Tyron Smith was a complete disgrace. But so it did work out. But at that point in time, you just got Rodgers back. You're going into a season without a wide receiver 2. They trade for Adams later on. You need another option there. Get Bowers. You got Garrett Wilson, Bowers. Fine, they pick Fashanu. The following year, I'm like, they got to do it this time. I'm a big Warren believer. I'm a believer in Ty Warren. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. You can't pick offensive linemen 10 years in a row. You just can't do it. You got to at some point pick other positions. And they go Membu. And I'm happy with Membu. I wanted them to pick Ty Warren because I felt like he was an outside blocker, very good as a blocker, and also a very good receiver threat. This year, if you're telling me they're going Ione and not picking a wide receiver, I'm done. I cannot do it anymore. You cannot keep buying the trenches every single year. I do understand the trenches. You want the big guys. That's where it all starts. But it also ends with touchdowns in the end zone. So you got to get those somehow.
Well, if they were to draft Venga, let's say at 16, there's going to be holes more open, like departing the Red Sea for Breece Hall. So if they can't score touchdowns that way, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm on board. Like, listen, bring the big men in, but I'm on your board too, and I'm not saying anything. I'm more on board as drafting Venga at 16 and try to trade either 33 or 44. Go to Jacksonville and try to bring Brian Thomas in. That'll be complete set right there. I mean, there's got to be some smoke there. I can't see them not. I mean, are they not going to trade him, or do you think it's all BS?
I think they're waiting for the draft to get closer. I think they'd like to see how the first round falls, because then if you get a team like Buffalo who's desperate for a receiver, or if you get some of these teams that just need a receiver and not get one, then your value goes up a little. Right now, teams are talking second round pick and like maybe even third round pick. But if a team needs a receiver and don't get him, what was that?
Buffalo just trade for DJ Moore?
Yeah, they still want another one though. DJ Moore's all right.
Get somebody else. Leave.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. It's the highest bidder.
Yeah. I mean, DJ Moore he's good. I'm not gonna say he's like garbage or anything like that, but he's good. But he's not your number one. He shouldn't be your number one.
No.
With BTJ too, like I did talk about, hey, Breece could go to Jacksonville. They got 3/3. What Jacksonville doesn't, dude, they have one pick before 81.
That's it.
So that's it. Because what's his name?
Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they're gonna do something. They will.
Mhm.
They may not trade us more capital, but they're gonna try to acquire it. I bet.
Well, their GM came from the Rams, and he even like said in his press conference afterwards, he's like, "I came from a place where they say F them picks." So, so if he really believes that, then F them picks. Put your money where your mouth is.
Do we all agree that you can do this a million different ways though? Like I feel like people are so locked into their way. Like dude, Muji could improve this team a number of paths. Like and dude, if he doesn't take I don't know, man. Does he take Reese? Does he not? I would say 90% right now, yes. But if he doesn't, I think you can still get an edge. I mean, the fact that he traded Jermaine though kind of tells me he's not sliding. He's going to take Reese. But
I got something for you, Dano. I mean, I was talking to my brother before we went on the air. Let's just say the Jets say, you know what? We addressed majorly. I mean, a lot of the holes not all the holes were fixed in free agency with, just addressing defense primarily, but let's say Frank Reich says, listen, we need something for this offense. What stops the Jets from taking Tate at number 2? I mean, there's another position. They're getting paid $40 million a year now. Imagine now having Garrett Wilson and Tate on one side of the field. Then you said on your 16th pick, yeah, Mesdemore, let's go. Here's our pass rusher. There you go. You solved receiver, you solved edge, and we still have two second-round picks to address.
Two things I have for you there. One, it takes us back to when we won a JSN. Yeah. Guess who else did? Garrett. Garrett won a JSN. The other thing, Garrett this week came out and said he wants Tate. We're going to screw him twice?
No, I don't want him, man. That's one guy we don't want to piss off, dude.
I know.
Supposedly Garrett also wanted Justin Fields, and I don't like his opinion on that one. So
good point. You know what? Garrett
was right about Smith and Jigba. He was not right about Fields.
You know what? Garrett can wait, and we can give him Jeremiah Smith next year.
There you go.
That'd be the ultimate dream.
Thank you, promise.
Yes. The other thing, though, is like why I might not do it that high. Tate at 2 or whatever is just like. Then, and I know it's way off in a distance, but like we just gave Garrett the extension. Now you're going to draft, a $52 million receiver now, which is fine. But like when they're both due to be extended again, they're both going to be due to be extended simultaneously. And it's like,
5 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, it might be a 1 year off, but like, dude, if we could take the receiver next year, then you're like alternating Garrett and the other guy. It kind of sets you up better, but at the same time, man, that's a future problem, and it might not even be a problem because nowadays you just trade a guy for 2 1s or Garrett, Garrett falls off a cliff or God forbid, it's a 5 year, dude, and it'd be a good 5 years until then. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. You trade Jermaine, I just feel like that kind of telegraphed what you're gonna do.
Yeah, it did. I mean, that was one of those things that, you know what? I mean, we got our DT, their nose tackle there for it. Edge is probably, I would say it's 95% like riddled in. It's written in. Which one, we don't know. I'm leaning more towards Reese like you are. And so is my brother. He's on the Rivalry train too,
Do you guys believe in Will McDonald?
I only believe in him when we have the lead and he has one job to do is go after the quarterback. But as a 3-down like line defensive end, no, I don't. He can't stop the run. He can't stop a nosebleed. But going after the quarterback, that's his primary thing. And he's great at that. That I would say.
I'll say with Will McDonald on this whole thing, I believe the way that the Jets kind of approach this offseason is going to be kind of perfect for Will McDonald. They brought in a few big body defensive linemen. They brought in a few other edge options that do things that he can't do. Enagbari from Packers is going to be a huge improvement in the early downs, and he comes in with some juice on 3rd down as well. He's going to allow them to kind of use Will McDonald the way he's supposed to be. my biggest thing with Will McDonald is I just don't like. They're gonna have to make a decision with him at some point on how they want to handle this. And his trade is a pass rusher, and pass rushers get paid $15-16 million a year. Are you paying $16 million a year for a guy that's strictly a one-trick pony and just isn't your ideal early down player? Not my cup of tea, especially for a team that just has so many other needs. So it's not that I don't believe in him. I believe in his talent and his ability to be an elite pass rusher. He can do that, but I don't believe he's worth the top tier money that you would pay for a pass rusher for a team that just needs to get like everything else figured out. If they were, again, if they had all their tricks figured out, all their players, everything kind of working in a certain way, that's when you get to a point where you play chess a little bit and you go into these off seasons and say, we need a pass rusher, we need a guy that can win on third downs, and like the Bills did when they were going all in. They got Von Miller in there. I know he was still Von Miller, but he was also towards the tail end of his career. They needed someone to put pressure on Patrick Mahomes. They went out and did it. Jets are just so far away from that, and I think that's the situation. I knew they would have to make a decision with Jermaine. I knew they had to make a decision with Will McDonald, and the fact that both those decisions have to come back years makes it like that was once a strength at one point in time, and it's quickly becoming a weakness. But that's why it's more and more likely they're going to edge it too.
Well, like you make, like they talked today or whatever. Oh, they're gonna probably extend the offer to him, his 5th-year option. All that does really is like, I don't know, is this 5th year next year or is it this year? It'd be next year, right?
So it'll be next year. So you have to make a 5th-year decision before their 4th year. Is how that whole works. So
I guess, like you're saying though, he's a luxury and one we might not be able to, afford long term, like where we are at this stage. But like, it would be nice to see him with Reese, with Onyemata, with Sweat, with all these guys. But like, maybe I don't shop him during the draft like Breece. Maybe in October at the deadline or November or whatever, maybe I toy with it. Or you got a whole nother year of him, like you're kicking the can down the road. But at the same time, like if someone calls and they're giving us pick 60th overall in this draft, are you parting with Will McDonald knowing you're drafting Reese?
60th?
Me? I would.
60th? That's a late second, right?
Late second, yeah. I would. Because that's a player for 4 years, a premium asset for 4 years that you're going to have on your team. And it's a tough situation because you already got rid of Jermaine Johnson. But if that's an offense on the table, you're not getting a 2nd-round pick for him anytime soon. You won't get a 3rd-round pick for him in the season, probably.
I think you get a better. So you talk about next year's trade deadline, possibly, or you talking about
saying this year? Are you saying this year or at the trade deadline?
I mean, it could be this draft, this trade deadline, next year's draft, or next year's trade deadline. But the longer you wait, the price goes down. So like the sooner the better is all.
Damn, man, we could have had JSN, man, and we're gonna get rid of this bump for a 60th pick. It's so freaking.
But dude, I mean, how good is he though? Like, dude, he had like 8 sacks, but that was all in 3 games. Yeah, dude, right, dude, 13 games with no sacks, like. Okay, Sala doesn't want him, or Ulbrich, or like I think my price, dude. I would.
You would send him.
How low would you go? Limbo it. How low would you go?
I do value the aspect of seeing him with Carl Dunbar for a little bit. I want to see that. I want to see him with Sweat. I want to see him with Reese, and I want to see him with Dunbar. This draft, it would have to be a 2nd. If the trade deadline, I don't like what I see, or next year's draft, I even further don't like what I see, a 3. Yeah.
I was going to say, it'll be a situation where, like, for instance, like, if, I've been hearing the Jets might be going after more than one edge player in this draft. I mean, you've heard some of those rumors out there. So if that's the case, I think what you're saying makes spot on. I mean, imagine taking an edge at 2 and an edge at 16. What is that telling you?
I can't see that.
I mean,
I can see him going like Reese at 2, and then like Malachi Lawrence at 33 if he's there.
Yeah,
that would be some juice.
And then the whole deal with McDonald in the second round for a second round pick would probably be on the table.
Yeah, I think it's. I just don't know if someone's giving you a second round pick right now for him. I think if someone's giving you a second round pick, then he'd be gone. Is my thought there. I think the best you're probably getting out of him this year is a third round pick, and then maybe in season you're probably still getting a third round pick, but from a playoff caliber team that just needs a one trick pony pass rusher. So you're really late third, early fourth round pick is probably what you're gonna get there. Well, late third round pick from a playoff team. I think that's kind of the reality of the Will McDonald situation. And more value to seeing what he is under Dunbar, and maybe he increases his stock to where you feel a little more comfortable giving him a contract, and you feel like maybe he can be a every down player. I just don't see that is the biggest concern of mine. But we'll see.
No, I'm with you. His value is lower than it's ever been, I think, right now.
Yeah. What about with the secondary? Because like the Jets did some work on the secondary, bringing obviously Minkah Fitzpatrick, bring in Sean Wright, and they still have most of the buys there from last year. Malachi Moore is coming back, obviously a second year in the league. You still got Brownlee, you still got Zaire Thomas, obviously some injury concerns there for a player we drafted in the third round. Still got a lot to prove there. So as far as corner, safety, etc., like what's your approach with the Jets? I feel like they've got to address defensive back with one of those top 44 picks, personally, in my opinion. For the longest time, it's been safety, but the more and more I think about it, you just don't know what to expect out of Zaire Thomas. If he pushes Brandon Stevens and you bring in a corner early in the draft, maybe that'd be your primary guy. What's your thoughts, Dane? Like, how should the Jets address, one of those top 44 picks for a defensive back?
So everything I hear is that this is one of the deepest safety drafts in years. I think I've heard anywhere from like 10 guys could go top 100, which is insane to me. Like, that's crazy. I think you do like one of the three is our fifth pick, I think. Get a safety, your top 5 picks, get one. It doesn't have to be high, but also like I'm with you, and like I'm down on the corner room. I don't know how you're not. Like the other thing is like we've bulked up the run D so much that now Brandon Stevens is the guy on my shit list. Now he's going to be picked on more because nobody can run against us. I'm scared, man. Because I mean, Dom said it, man. Did you see the schedule? Look at the wide receiver ones, and we have Brandon Stevens, going against all those guys. So many of us are locked into specific positions with the top 4 picks. I don't believe Muji is going to look at it that way one bit. I think he's going to go BPA the whole way, man. And I mean, there will be certain positions off the board, or they're knocked down a little bit because we just don't need them, like tackle, But I would not be shocked at all if one of the top 50 picks is a corner. And because, dude, if you don't have 5 corners, you have 0. And I think we have like 1.5 right now.
That's true. And people forget a little bit, just because he had a quote unquote promising end to the season, Brandon Stevens, he was better than he was the first 4 weeks of the year. But and you mentioned it, Dane, like a big reason behind that is
they were running up the game.
They were just gashing us in the run game. And when they were passing, the linebackers were just awful in coverage. Jamin Sherwood was just nowhere to be found. Quincy Williams was not the player he once was. Teams are just gouging them in the middle of the field with the poor coverage by the linebackers, and even the safeties. I'll throw in that mix too. Andre Sesco, I don't know why they brought Sesco back, but they brought him back anyway. But they were just getting gouged.
$2 million. He's
but the more important part is he's going to wear number 8. That's Arvell Reese's number, man. He's got to get that shit out. Arvell Reese would have looked good in number 8 in the Jets uniform. Now Andre Sesco,
cut him.
Yeah, that's kind of right for the season. Open up that jersey.
So you made a good point there about the cornerbacks, right? So, I mean, listen, at pick number 16, you got like a number 1 cornerback on there. That kid, was it Delaney?
Delane won't be there.
He might be. He might be in that right area, dude.
Delane's going to go top 10. I guarantee you on that one.
I'll tell you, if he fell to number 16, that'd be the guy to go with.
Well, let's stick at 16. Some news out there today. I don't know if you've ever heard, but McCoy ran a 4.3840 today. That's not bad for a guy coming off a serious injury, missing all of last season. And he's been mocked. He's been steady in there in the top 15 for quite some time. Top 6. I mean, he's always there when we do mock drafts for the Jets.
Tennessee?
Talking about injury risk, but he's a guy that going into that last season, that his couple years ago, he was an elite shutdown type of player. Is that a guy that you look at 16, especially if all the receivers are gone, especially if Iwane's gone? Is that someone that you're looking at there and like really beefing up that corner room? It's something they got to consider if that's the way the board falls.
I think we need to rip a mock.
No, that's how it works. When you come on the show, you are the head of football operations, and me and Dom are your scouting minions. So we'll rip it up. I actually have it ready to go. So let's go ahead and roll with it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, dude. And you know what? While we wait, I do have to drain the main vein. But I want to ask you guys on my way out, and I can still hear you in the bathroom, but we have 39 million in cap. If you could personally devote it where you wanted between now and the draft, what else would you shore up before we hit the clock in April?
Receiver. Especially there's a chance that one of these receivers won't be there at 16.
I would say receiver, but the only one out there that's really like worth a damn is really Juwan Jennings. And I gotta be honest with you, if he's choosing not to go to the 49ers, why would he choose to go to the Jets? Well,
maybe no one's paying him, dude. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, but again, it goes back to what we talked about before the season even started, or before the
who else
even
is
started.
Out there anyways, free agents. I mean, like, who are the big ticket guys out there? Anybody good out there?
As far as wide receivers are concerned?
Even corners. Let's say there's any good corners out there.
No, I mean, you're not going to have big names out there. I mean, there'll be some bodies out there, like Njoku's still out there from a tight end perspective, which, I mean, I'd be down for the Jets bringing Njoku in. I mean, they could use some tight end help. I don't know. Like, I'll set it slow for sure for now.
Any trades in this mock, or you want to go straight off picks?
We'll let Dane kind of give his thoughts. So, Dane, the way we generally run this mock is we do 5 rounds. We start off slow, just if you want to see how things roll in the top 10. Let me know your thoughts before we get the stream rolling on it. If there's a player you're looking for, if he's there at pick 9, let's pause it. Let's see if we can make a trade. Just let me know. We'll start off slow, but then as we kind of get past that, we'll ramp the speed up a little bit.
What if we do 1 trade max?
Yeah, we can do that. 1 trade. That's what I was thinking. You don't want to do like 15 trades because then you end up like 10 top 100 picks.
Dude,
I don't mess around with this tool. You could definitely screw around. I've traded like pick 2 for like whatever, and then traded back up to pick 2 for like a lot less. This thing doesn't know. So
playing the Madden way.
Yeah.
So
you might as well just select all teams and let's do whatever we want.
Yeah. That was the biggest cheat code in Madden. Remember you would start off like you'd have like 11, 12 wins, and the team that has the first pick in the draft the following year, you trade your number 1 plus like a 5th and get their number 1, and you have the first pick overall, and you just won the Super Bowl.
Love it.
That's the way you do
it.
What
I will say, if they don't take Mendoza 1, we got to restart it.
Yeah. I've done this so many times. I've not seen Mendoza not go. What
if the Raiders say, I want Ty Simpson now? I mean, according to Dan Orlovsky, what does he say? Ty Simpson's the best quarterback in this draft.
All we need is John Spytek to have that same opinion.
Dude, I would just like to say, as a Dano, I don't subscribe to Dano. Okay, I'm going to distance myself from him and that terrible take.
Yes, we do not have Dan O here doing the mock draft post. It's Dane O.
Dane O, let's go.
All right, let's start this thing.
Go. All right.
Now that I said it, what's going on here? Oh, there you go.
Mendoza.
Speed it up a little bit. There you go. All right. So I think we talked about it a lot, but I'll let you do the conversation. I think we're leaning Reese. But let me know your thought process here. Do you want to see what trades are out there? I think this is just not a realistic one, but we can take a look and see what's out there. And
so you got to go Love here, right?
Hey, why not?
It's your mom.
It's your mom.
We do like the player. We as your scouts, we do like the player, but there's a couple players we have higher grades on. But again, you're the head of football ops. You're everybody.
Fair.
What is not mingling.
Before I answer, can I get your guys' thoughts on let's say Saleh did call. And I know that many have mocked it this way, but I just want to know your thoughts on Reese versus a slide back plus an extra pick. Like, how much would it take for you to come off Reese?
I got a thumbs up for that, because I'll be honest with you, my second best pass rusher in this game is Ruben Bain. And if you could get Ruben Bain at 4, I will not be mad, because he plays that 3-4. He could play that inside every down, no problem.
Dude, I've seen Bain fall into like 8 too. Yeah. Like, so he'll be there at 4.
Yeah.
What are you saying? He's going to Chiefs. We already know where Bain's going. That's just the way. That's the way the football gods operate. Bain will be a Chief, but that's kind of where I would lean. Like, if I'm training back, the more and more I've watched of Bailey, the less and less I kind of like him. Like, I went back and watched that Oregon game, and I know he was an animal, but there was also some reps I saw out of him where Oregon was able to make big plays because of his over pursuit and because of his, I don't want to call it like selfishness, but almost like he was bailing. He was at all costs. I want to get the sack, not hold my contain, keep more in the pocket. And
Hassan Reddick. Yeah,
it's very concerning to me. Bailey gets a lot of knack for not being good in run support. I think it's a little unfair. I think he's not Will McDonald. He's better at run stopping than Will McDonald, but he's just not that like top tier guy. I think if you're getting like an edge player at 2, or even like training back a little bit, even at 4 or 5, like we're saying, like he still better be like a 3-down player. And I just don't think Bailey's that just yet. He can develop into it. Who knows what he could be. I mean, the Von Miller coming out of the draft was also kind of questioned for whether or not he's a 3-down player as well. Worked out for him pretty well. But I'd be okay with it in a trade scenario, but it's got to be for the right player. Is it Styles? Is it Ruben Bain? I would do a trade back for one of those type of guys. But
you know what? Don't be surprised. Like, even if you would have slipped to 4, let's say it was Tennessee. Like, are you like, Arvell Reese may still be at 4. I mean, if you think about it, let's say they moved up to Jeremiah Love. If that's the real take, if the Titans really want
picking Reese,
and then I've been seeing a lot of Sonny Styles with that pick.
I don't think it's Reese Styles. I think Styles going to go down to like that
6, 7.
Well, let me ask you this:
Giants is his highest. I think Giants are the highest for him. Maybe Tennessee, but I think Giants are highest.
How many players are you happy leaving the top 5 with? Like, how many different routes?
I mean, I'll be happy with Caleb Downs. If we go a little deeper, like top, like 8, 9, right around there. Ruben.
I just mean like, well, I mean at 2 to 5. Are you happy with? Yeah, yeah.
I would try to stay in the top 5, 6. 6 the absolute. Like, I wouldn't want to go past 6. I mean,
if you have 3 guys, though, why not slide 2 spots? Is all I'm trying to say. Like, if you have,
so I think where it goes for me is I think, and I'm not saying Reese is this all world everything, but I just think he's higher on the tier list for me than everyone else. But if you're asking me like 2 through 5 and you get an extra player, Like, I'm fine with Reese. I'm fine with Jeremiah Love. I'm fine with Sonny Styles. I'm fine with Ruben Bain. Even fine with Caleb Downs. Even fine with Carl. Like, there's definitely I can talk myself into a lot more players at 5 than at 2. At 2, I feel like the conversation really just sticks with Reese and nobody else. You kind of get my drift with that. I think there's more doors you open up by slipping down just a little bit.
Is the tier drop off worth more than another second round pick?
I think
so.
I don't think so, but these GMs love the trade value chart, and they're obsessed with that. So, like, you look at Jacksonville last year, they traded up from, was it 5 to 2? I think it was, and gave 2 first-round picks and
Dude, 4 to 2. If you're going by the trade value, you would get Tennessee's first, second, and third.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is too much, but
agreed. And I think that's the biggest problem with this whole thing. And it just goes back to what I was just saying is, like, are you Tennessee, and are you trading first, second, third round pick for Reese when you can kind of get another edge player that's very promising, whether it's Bain, Bailey, if you want Sonny Styles to be like your off-ball linebacker, you feel confident with him at your 4th pick. Or, like, I think that's the problem. That's what makes it so hard. If this was like a 1 quarterback draft and a 1 edge draft and everybody else was just everybody else, then that second pick might become more valuable for a team that's, like, looking for that premium edge rusher and they want to go up and get him. I look at the Dolphins back when they drafted Jordan and they trade up from, like, was it 13 to 3 to go get him. Like, that's a situation where it was like 1 pass rusher everyone loved in that draft, and Dolphins went crazy. Didn't work out for them because he wasn't as good as he was projected to be. But this is not the situation in this draft. The player you can point at is Jeremiah Love, but we live in a world where positional value teams don't really generally trade up for running backs. So it's a weird situation to fall into.
If you click trade, does it give you offers, or does it just tell you who might be interested?
It says who's interested. So the first one is Giants. So, like, if we, like, pencil it in here, it's like, you know, you can freaking do a lot of shit with it. Like, you can move it around.
What other teams?
So Giants at 5, New Orleans at 8, Rams at 13. I mean,
other
I don't
teams
know if I trade for 22 unless you're getting the next 3 years drafts. But
I mean, do you think the Cardinals at 3 are going edge as well?
I think so. Either edge or they're just.
They got to take
Jeremiah Love to a running back. I think defense makes the most sense for them, but maybe LaFleur wants to get his offense rolling with a premium running back. I don't know. I just don't know what the Cardinals want to do. I think ideally they want to trade back. That's probably what they want to do. Like, they're probably the ones putting out the smoke that Tennessee wants a running back, to be honest with you. They're probably the ones in charge of that one, because who's picking right before Tennessee? You want that premium running back. You got to come up to the Cardinals to go get him.
You think the Giants want to move up for Jeremiah Love in this situation?
I've done that trade with the Giants a lot of times, and they pick Reese. So
sure.
So if you're trying to leave this draft for Reese,
Carter last year, and then this year they're going to get was Abdul Carter, right? They got last year.
Yeah.
They're going to get Reese this year, and I screwed them. I say it's up to you guys.
It's up to Dane. He's the head of football operations.
Propose a trade to the Titans. I'm not going to ask for their 1, 2, and 3 because I think that they're not giving up a 1, 2, and a 3 just to have their pick of defensive ends. But
the one thing this does is if they're not interested, it won't, like.
Okay.
Do whatever you want. Like, you can even do a favorable trade, and it won't. Like, you could even do like a very favorable trade. And when they're not interested, it doesn't. Well, this one's the one.
Switch from 2 to 4. I mean, 2 to 4. Ask for their second rounder and first rounder. I think that's fair.
So when a team's not interested, like, they're not interested at all. Like,
so that you can't even make a trade. You're saying.
All right, stay there then.
Do whatever you want, but
I want to go to 5.
You want to go to 5? Let's do it.
I'm sorry if that throws a wrench in things.
No, I think it's fun.
Okay.
So what are you going
just
with?
to make
5?
it 37.
And get a fourther. Get a 4th round pick.
105 is a 4th.
Let's do it.
I mean, the value on that would be a 1st for next year, but you're just trying to limit the pain for the Giants.
No, well, I'm trying to get a pick today because fuck the future. We're going to the promised land, baby.
There you go. That's gonna get accepted. 2 for a 1st, their 2nd, and their 4th.
It might even call for more, but I like that. I'm down.
I'm on board with that.
Silly. Let's do the 1st and there, so at least we have reason to drop them back. Anyone watching is like, no, I want the Giants 1st. You don't trade a premium edge player to the Giants and don't get that 1st round pick out of it.
Dude, Giants are gonna be good next year, dude. They got Harbaugh there now, so they're gonna be picking late.
Anyone watching, hit that like button.
Oh, got accepted. And we got their 1st round pick.
Of course it did. If that was a trade on the table, I wouldn't mind it. But
we ride at dawn. Let's go.
Let's go.
What'd
they get?
Reese.
Reese.
Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love.
All right, there we go.
Now, the big 3.
Yeah. Well, we got Ruben Baines on the board. Carnell Tate.
Yep. And dude, like you can saturate the pick a little when you get 37 and 103 and a future 1. Like Downs is on the board for me now, and Tate. Like
it opens it up more.
Yes, yes. You don't have to hit the BPA per se. But also like Bane, is probably the move.
Yeah, I'm on board.
I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah.
I'm on Bane here.
That's kind of where I lean too. I don't think it's even close with that. I mean, Downs would be intriguing. I just don't think it makes sense at this point in time for the Jets. Tate's one to consider because now you kind of find yourself in that realm where it's like you're not reaching for him, but you're still kind of reaching for him, but you can talk yourself into it a little bit more at 5. But I think the most logical for me would be Bane. I think it makes the most sense.
Let me ask you this. Can you go to like pick 8 and pause it?
Pick 8. Okay. I'll hit the draft. Where's the pause button? Where'd it go? There it is.
You know where I'm going with this.
Ooh.
Okay, so Bane went, Bailey went right after. Caleb Downs went at 7.
Now's off. You want to trade up?
What's the big board?
I know you got Tate, Lemon out there.
No. Don't click that.
Don't.
Scroll up.
That's the one thing I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It doesn't show you who's available, but I mean,
just hit offer a terrible trade and see if it'll get you out of that. Give me all their Saints picks and see what they. Okay,
I can resume draft, but
yeah, just hit offer. I just want to see you can't get out of that, huh?
Yeah, that's the one weird thing about this. Is there your team's pick, New York Jets? All the receivers are available. I can tell you that. Ione is available. Ioane, is available.
So
here.
Pick 16 is 1,000 points. 33 is 1,580. Dude, we could come up, but yeah, Tate is what I was thinking.
I'm on board with something like that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
So 16 is the very popular trade out there.
Yeah,
it
is.
This is going to be accepted.
16 and 44. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: how believable is it that the Saints would do that versus the Chiefs versus the Bengals?
I don't see the Bengals really trading up. They need defense, and the board's kind of falling in a way like where they'll get a good defensive player. I've seen so many mocks where Bengals pick a receiver. Like, how many more receivers does Burrow need over there? So when you do this, it's like Mekhi Lemon's very popular for the Bengals for some reason.
Dude, That's the thing. Mekhi Lemon out there too. If we waited 3-4 picks, we could, cheapen the cost, but also we could get Tate now.
Right now.
My thing is, you ready to recoup the second round pick? If you throw a 44 and you want to trade up and get Carnell Tate just to shut everyone, like this trade, I think gets done. Like I don't know, maybe throw a sweetener on there just to.
I'm down.
Let's do it. Boom. There you go. That is a big board.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah, buddy.
Now we can go a little quicker.
Yeah, and let's see what we got after that. So we already got Bane and Tate. Like, hell yeah. And Muji, dude, it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. It's not.
And let's not forget, we also have another first round pick next year, running our total up to 4.
Facts.
Okay. So getting to the second round here, we got our receiver. We got our edge player, Ruben Bain, after a little slide back. Slide back and slide up is how we handle this. And we got 2 picks here in the next 5, and then we have a long wait to pick 103. So
could I pitch a few guys and then you guys help me decide between them?
Sure.
Okay. Peter Woods, I hear, is a lot like Quinnen, but also like the D line has been addressed. I'm not confident in giving them another premium asset. Colton Hood, I think, is an option. Conception off the board, we got Tate. So Hood, you got to throw Pregnon in there, man. You have to.
I'm good with that.
Maybe I would also. I'm told that his name is pronounced Cisse. I don't know if okay. So if I were to throw a poll up or something, Hood, Pregnon, Cisse. I guess you got to throw Simpson in there. But tell me, I narrowed it down. Can you guys help me further pinpoint who to take?
I mean,
okay. You go first, Tom.
So we were just talking about corner here, and this was the kid you're talking about, right? And Colton Hood.
Not the one I was talking about earlier. I was talking Jamal McCoy. He went pick 13, I think it was. I saw him go.
So being at that, I mean, ranked 30.
But Colton Hood filled in for him this year. So that the same team, Tennessee. Guy got injured last year. Colton Hood filled in for him this year. And you can look at his metrics here. He had a pretty outstanding year, more or less. Coverage grade was really good. Again, he's not Jamal McCoy, but he's reason why he's available in the second round. He's solid.
Yeah, so he's an option. I like that Colton Hood option. I mean, if you want to get Emmanuel Pregnon here and just solidify your guard, I mean, listen, that's not a bad option here too. I mean, it's guaranteed here. And then you said I'm more on board with the Emmanuel. I am Emmanuel Pregnon here.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can't leave this mock draft without an Oregon player for Dane. So here's the one thing I'll ask you guys though. All right, I thought it was a pretty interesting conversation. I forget who posted up on Twitter, but so where do you rank the Ty Simpson likeliness for the Jets? Obviously at 2, I think it's very small, maybe like a 5% chance. At 16, I think it grows to maybe
30%,
40%, somewhere around there. Yeah, we'll call it 34, 40%, whatever.
I think it's 65% here.
At 33, I think it's way higher, man. I think it's close to 80, 85% that if he's there, especially like in this scenario, 33 and 37, maybe not. But 33 and then 44, I think if he's there, you're talking about a really high likelihood. I think there's even a likelihood if he's like here, they might even trade up for him if they like him that much. Like
honestly, I'm with you. I think you run the card up right now, and I'm not saying that like because I think it's going to take us to the promised land or anything like that. But sorry, I got to keep saying that.
Got it.
But like we already we already got Bane and Tate. Like if you're going to tell me that we're going to take Simpson here, like this mock is not believable anymore. So I think he's gone. I think he's gone.
Think so too.
Yeah. And I think we'll go top 20. Call me crazy. I wouldn't even be shocked if it was top 10. Okay, that might be my hot take of the draft.
Arizona at 3, man. You never know.
I think his agent deserves to be fired if he doesn't go in the first round. He had like $10 million offer down at Miami. Like Miami was offering him some hefty money to play on an NIL. You usually only come out in that scenario if the money's right in the NFL, like, and you're gonna get that big 4-year first round contract with the 5th-year option, all the nuts and glory that comes with that. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't think he's here, but he is on the draft board. We just got to talk about it. It's a conversation point. Jets and quarterbacks are talked about every offseason like peanut butter and jelly. So,
what is your selection, Anthony, before I deliberate with my panel of judges here?
My 2 guys I'm looking at here, and I'll throw a third one in here too, a player I like a lot. But I think the other 2 are more likely at 33. Colton Hood and Emmanuel Pregnon. Pregnon comes off to me as like a good option. He can either start on day 1, or if he needs some grooming time, which I don't think he necessarily does, I think he's ready to roll right away. But even if he does, you have 5 stars already lined up with the addition of Parham in the offseason. He can work his way in, and you can kind of have a rare situation where you let an offensive lineman develop until they're ready. Number 2 would be Colton Hood for me. I mentioned earlier, I just think the corner room needs to be upgraded at some point in time. And then the other guy I was eyeballing is Christian Miller. I know we've done a lot of work to the defensive line, and plus getting Bain kind of negates this one, because how many defensive linemen do you need to play? But he's a player I really do like a lot. But again, I put the other 2 as higher priority. So I will let you put the finishing touch on what looks like a Colton Hood versus Pregnon, with Pregnon likely in the lead.
And my Oregon bias aside, like if I'm drafting for need like most, the way I feel about this team, I'd probably go Hood, Cisse. I think there was another corner down below even that sounded interesting. I forget. Pons. Yeah. But I'm not going to do that because I don't think Muji will do that based on need. I think you go talent here. Honestly, I'd probably, if this was really the board, I'd probably go Woods, but I don't believe he'll be here either. So taking him aside, best player available, Pregnon. Gotta give it. Dude, this dude is jacked too. Like, imagine John Simpson if he actually lifted weights.
I mean, look at this. His whole board is like green almost.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't worry too much about these 2 games overly. That entire Oregon offensive line was abysmal. These 2 games, I don't know what happened to them after that long layoff from the regular season into the playoffs. Like that those 2 games, that offensive line was just abysmal, especially against Indiana. I wouldn't really put too much weight into there, but you can see this guy just a model of consistency, just consistent, good offensive line play. I said you get a player and let him get ready. But if you're picking Pregnon here, like we're doing it, I think he's a day 1 starter for you.
I agree totally as well. And we're back on the clock. Look, the same people are on this board.
Colton Hood, the Raiders were they bugged our war room, and right before us, they went in there and they got Colton Hood. He's a member of the Raiders. He joins Fernando Mendoza. And we're back here. Got Peter Woods, Casey Concepcion, Lee Hunter, Zion Young, Cisse, and that fella from Alabama. He's still there. He did a Jets chant to Jake Osmond a few weeks ago.
36 teams passed on him. He's got to be trash.
Yeah, man.
So,
dude, there's Chris Bell, but we already have Tate. Here's the thing: like everybody's not thinking linebacker because we're taking Reese. We didn't take Reese.
That's a good option. That's a good option now for James Rodriguez.
Yes.
Or Jacob Rodriguez, I meant, yes.
That's where my eyes went immediately. But I mean, you guys give me some feedback. Is there anyone else who stands out to you?
I mean, if the only other option would be either that linebacker you're saying, Jacob Rodriguez, or I'll be looking at D'Angelo Pons or Brandon Cisse. I mean, those are three of the players I'm eyeing right now. Me personally, you got to fill that room up.
It's a nice little board. It's a nice little board. Obviously, like Peter Wood's intriguing. Obviously, player that was deemed a top 10 pick, kind of hasn't really had the best process and find himself available day 2. Zion Young is one that really intrigues me a little bit here. I like Cisse, but I feel like for what what Glenn wants to do doesn't really make sense. I think the corners I would have kind of been attracted to at this point are probably gone. Like Colton Hood would have fell into that category of like, let's get him. If I were making the pick here, like I would go, one would be Rodriguez. I think you do need to look at linebacker because I keep going back to you're one injury away, but you're one injury away from Damian Sherwood being your linebacker one. So we already lived that alternate universe last year, and I don't want to go back to that one. I found the wormhole, and I want to stay in this one for a little while, at least a couple weeks. Rodriguez, it's a guy that got Heisman votes, and say that for what it is, but he was on a very, very strong Texas Tech defense last year. A defense has a lot of players getting picked in the top 40. I think he'd be my one right now. I don't mind double dipping at wide receiver. Chris Bell's intriguing for me there. Concepcion's intriguing, obviously. Pons, I feel like, is more of like a safety, nickel, kind of jack of all trades, joker type of player. I think if you're going corner, you're trying to go with an outside corner be your guy. So I'd probably lean Rodriguez here be my guy.
Let me ask you something, Ant, just because it made me think of it. Your monologue there made me think of this. This is pick 37, and see the wide receivers that are still intriguing. Does it make you regret going up with 16 and 44 to take Tate? Would you have rather, knowing this now that Conception's here, that Chris Bell's here, would you rather stayed at 16 and now had another 44 right behind this pick?
Not really. I really like the top 3 guys, and I think if you can get your hands on one of them, that's your number 2 wide receiver, potentially number 1 abilities. Going with a guy like Concepcion or Chris Bell, like Chris Bell's a really high floor player with what he has available to him. I just don't know if I'm like, okay, he's our clear cut number 2, no doubt about it type of guy. I think that's the drop off that you got to really kind of view. It's the Jets are not an offensive caliber team where you say, okay, we can get a guy that has a low floor and bring up his ceiling. The Jets are in a situation where they need to find ceiling players and find them quick, especially when it comes to offensive skill players. So I think that's where I draw that line. You get a quarterback next year, maybe Chris Bell turns into his premier wide receiver 2 player if you went up and got him now. But no, I don't have those regrets going up and getting a receiver.
Scroll up again real quick. Thank you. Scroll up.
Peter Woods is the top one. I just scrolled up.
Okay. For me,
names on the screen.
Dude, I do like the wide receivers here. But I can't overdo it. I do have to consider the assets we have next year as well. I got to give Geno something. I don't have to give him the whole smorgasbord. Okay.
Yeah, I think if you're going receiver here, you got to really kind of think about it. It's like you traded down, you got that 37th pick, you trade up with the 44th pick, and you trade up with the 16th pick. You kind of using almost three draft slots for 2 wide receivers.
You're doing too much. I think final answer for me, and call me crazy. You guys kind of helped me solidify it. Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. He's a player that it's a need.
100%. DeMario's too old, and Sherwood, let's face it, man, his contract isn't so long that he's here more than one more year.
One more year, and he could be gone.
Yeah, I think if it was up to Aaron Glenn, he'd figure out a way to get him out the door now.
I mean, he might be better if DeMario is the mic. He might be better. That's all I'm saying. Like,
there we go. Run the card in. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I see you. I see it.
I don't have to ask questions. I already know who you guys want.
Well, we have 105 as well.
There you go.
105. So, got a couple of intriguing options here, but I'll let Dane give your opinion first.
I'm assuming Carson Beck is off the table.
Yeah,
we can draft as many
quarterbacks. Let's go.
If we draft all the quarterbacks at this point, we already got 4 premier players. If we just want to draft the rest of quarterbacks and see which one lands, what's the worst that can happen?
We do this to old man Bill Musgrave. He'll be wishing he was Must in the grave or something like that. Too many.
I've seen the Jets burn draft picks before. Huh? I'm not against it. If you just want to draft quarterbacks the rest of the way.
See what safeties are out there right now.
Klubnik. Well, Key Wheatley's the top guy.
Oh, okay.
According to PFF, I mean, who just fired or laid off just about everybody.
The Key Wheatley.
God, that's crazy.
It is. Bud Clark is one I hear. Lorenzo. Sonny Styles' brother there.
Yeah,
that's way down the board.
I think we did a mock draft where we picked Sonny Styles and then picked Lorenzo Styles later on.
Yes,
we got rid of the Williams brothers. Let's bring back the Styles brothers
in style.
Bud Clark is a for real option here. Go to all positions again. I would like to get a corner. I mean, I guess I could settle for a safety, but like, where are the corners? Can you show me?
Yeah.
Is it a drop off? Like
not. I mean, you got Will Lee from A&M.
Can you click Will Lee and give me a height? I don't want a nickel corner.
6'1", 189.
Probably an outside guy.
Yeah.
You know, I could tell the PFF was on the way out. We're like weeks away from the draft, and this analysis thing is still saying, "Now here's a guy."
Dude, I can't wait till the beast.
I knew something was going on over there. I should have known.
I can't wait till the beast comes out, man. Dane Brugler's draft guide is top notch.
Dane Brugler.
Yeah,
Athletic, right? Is that?
The Athletic. Yeah. If you haven't ever got that, dude, I just get the Athletic for that 1 month, and I get that, and for the draft, it's a great guide.
Nice.
But yeah. See, I don't know enough about this crop of corners that we have on the board. I really don't.
Yeah, I think if I like Kilgore was one I know had a solid like. I feel like his 2024 was a lot better than. Yeah, it's about the same. I remember him being.
That's consistent though. Consistent.
Yeah. Consistency.
What is that? What are the touchdowns? Is that given up?
Yeah,
probably. If I would have to guess,
I think so.
Yeah. I was gonna say, geez, ball hawk.
We got another Hunter.
Well, he had a year. We had four touchdowns and 1 interception. He made his money on that 1 interception.
Kilgore. I mean, Kilgore is a sweet name. X that out though, and tell me a better name isn't Ephesians Prysock.
I tell you what,
Prysock.
What the hell?
Some pretty good coverage grade. He's stout and run defense.
Yeah.
He's got the name.
He's got it all. This might be your Reek Woolen of
that's the Pacific Northwest, baby. Go all positions because we don't want to force corner. I mean, let's be honest. There is a halfback there from Washington. I don't know anything about him, but it's not like running back is off the table here.
So I'll give a little insight on Coleman, and I don't know what's caused his drop, and that's my kind of question overall. But a player that at one point in time was in that conversation with Jadarian Price as the number 2 running back. I still kind of favored Jadarian Price as number 2, but he was up there for a while. And now it's kind of, you got Love. Jadarian Price is usually like a mid-second rounder. And then Jonah Coleman finds himself late in the draft. I don't know what's happened there, but he's got upside. I find myself in a situation where I tend to like to pick him. I mean, 800 yards in year 1, 5 touchdowns, 26 receptions, 270 yards, 1,000 yards last year, or 24,
What's his, size?
228.
5'9". Ooh.
The Rock.
Well, the other guy I want to ask about, and Coleman is an option, but Logan Jones, man, again, like we took Pregnon, which could get Myers out of the lineup, but what about double dipping on the interior O-line? What do you guys think there?
I don't have an issue with it. I like Logan Jones a lot. I'm big on Iowa offensive linemen. If there's an Iowa offensive lineman, you really kind of can't go wrong. That institution just pops out offensive linemen like no one else. The year of Mekhi Becton, I was pounding the table for Tristan Wirfs because he came from Iowa, and I'm no offensive line scout, but if they come from Iowa, I'm picking them, and I'm running with them.
With him too. I mean, I mean, if we were able, I mean, this is the 4th round we're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here we go, late in the draft, trying to get these players. You know, they're sitting at the top 100 for a reason. You know, they are deemable. So, I mean, I would have no problem taking them, having them sit for a little bit, and then he's going to be our long-term answer as center, because I think he's like number 2 center in this draft in the top 1. I think he's number 2.
No, there's a few names above him.
I know there's Connor
Lew's there.
He was one of the guys too. I think there was like 3 of them. Maybe he's the 3rd one on that list, but not a bad option here.
No,
I think it's a bad option. I honestly like it's kind of strange, but I kind of did a little scroll down a little bit. Out of all the names here, I mean, Bud Clark in the conversation for sure, but I really do kind of think the top 3 names here, like if you're telling me the Jets kind of pulled their draft that we already have with Ruben Bain, Carl Tate, Manuel Bregnon, Jacob Rodriguez, and Aller, and then ended up with still a guy who can play safety, a 4th rounder.
Well, like a Wheatley,
Logan Jones or Jonah Coleman. I mean, you're talking about pretty solid draft overall. A good day's work, or 3 days work for Muji.
I'm with you. Those top 3 guys, and honestly, you could throw them in a hat. I guess it would be nice to know what the Breece thing is, obviously. But show me our picks one more time.
Yep. Bain, Tate, Pregnon, Rodriguez.
And what's Wheatley's size? Can you give me that?
I think it's like 190.
6'2". Oh, okay. Redshirt senior. Also a teammate of the last guy we drafted.
And what's his name? Fashanu.
You think there's a chance in the 20 minutes we drafted Drew Aller, he gave us some good insight on Wheatley?
I think so. I think so. The other thing is like Cisco. I like the Cisco signing, but like let's get more youth there. We got Malachi Moore. I do like the idea of Logan Jones. I don't know how feasible it is that he's your 6th selection in a draft. Let's go Wheatley.
I'm cool with that. Because we can't, like you said earlier, Dano, is that this is a deep safeties class. We have to walk away with one in the 4th or 5th round, and you just did that.
Good, very good point, because that is so true, and we might not have been able to here. I don't know.
Oh, definitely not. We had 35 picks in between. You would definitely have gone. All righty, here we are.
Okay, let me ask you this. How much of this pick or 179 do either 140 or 179 go to Banjo for you guys?
The
special
teams
team
coordinator. I think so.
If you want to bring a field goal kicker in, I'm not.
I think he's more talking like a
gunner,
like a Betcher even.
I think he's Ian Betcher with special teams abilities there.
A tackle demon.
Okay.
But I don't know. It might be too soon. Betcher though is not just that, but that was my first
linebacker too.
Dude, he actually got drafted into the Major League Baseball a while back, and he said, "No, I'm going to go to Oregon. I'm going to play some football instead."
Damn, dude, 2024.
And he was on a defense with Thieneman. Him and Thieneman led that charge.
Oh wow!
But
no brainer. Then he's at 135. We're sitting at 140 now, so it's right around where he's supposed to be going. He ain't going to be there at 179.
No, and yeah, actually, it's funny because Betcher and Thieneman made T-shirts this year. They were the Caucasian Collision Unit. The T-shirts and all.
Wow.
But it's just another. I mean, we got Rodriguez, so maybe it's too much. But I was thinking if you could give him to Banjo a little more, and then wherever hey, Price sock, man. That sounds like something I did at 12 years old. I was prying the crusty sock.
I'm just looking down the board, see if there's any names that obviously I'm not gonna go strive too low, but just
when you come around this area right here, this is where it starts getting a little tricky. A lot of these names you don't even know.
Yeah, what is there? Is there positions? Because you have what we take in here. Is there positions you see that we
could improve on? I mean, we still could address corner. I mean, but again, I don't know what you're getting in corner. But I mean, another good area to tackle on here, maybe a tight end.
That's what I was going to mention too. Tight end is one to be intrigued by.
Halfback, we could go with a running back here. I mean, listen, these are just those players now. They got to develop, and that's it. Special teams develop.
I don't know how much stock you put into the visits. Obviously, they're important, but the Jets brought in Nick Singleton for a visit, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Singleton? They brought in. Oh, there he is. What is he? Halfback? Running back. I think they're addressing the running back room. There's no way you're going in with Breece Hall, Brilon Allen, Isaiah Davis. Not going to work out. They need to bring in somebody else in. Joe Royer.
I've heard this guy's name pop up. I don't know where the list of is coming from. He's actually dropped. He started off pretty high.
Yeah, then he's just
stats.
I mean, who are you going to draft here anyway? It's not going to be any stud. You know what I'm saying? You're just hoping somebody that could, some receiving skills and good blocking skills, good special teams.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the big one, and I think that's where Dane was hitting on. Is you give this pick to him some special teams value. I think that's what they were going with Kiko last year.
Right.
He was all right. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of.
Who's this? Is that the guy you looked up? Dalen Bentley?
No, that was somebody else.
Oh.
Marlon Klein's another solid one. Yards per route run. Dalen Bentley.
Look pretty good, those numbers. Yeah, but who did he play against? Yeah, a whole bunch of crap.
Wyoming, West Virginia, Texas Tech. That's a solid game against Texas Tech. There's something to say about that.
Nebraska at the end of the year.
Arizona.
Game there, too.
Beat Zach Wilson's team.
Hey, man, this could be the hidden gem in the draft, brood. Dalen Bentley.
What's this guy's frame? He's a big boy, too.
Yeah, look at that.
6'4", 260.
I wouldn't hate this pick here.
The mutes.
The mutes. The mutes.
Two mutes.
The two what? Did you say utes?
I like guys with an upward trend.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, this kid's looking good.
I honestly gotta do some looking on this guy because
put him in.
Well, we gotta wait for Dane.
Save him so we know who he is.
Oh yeah, no, he's
looking him up.
He's right here. He's at the top. He's one of the top guys on our board.
Yeah, man.
Who's this? Mason Rieger?
Sorry, guys.
You're good.
Not bad either.
6'5",
Wow.
250.
Nice size.
Pass rush
We were
grade.
looking at Dan, we were looking at some tight ends, some tight ends, and we came across this one guy, Bentley. You ever hear of him?
No.
He looks
I
pretty
heard you
good.
talking. I heard you talking running back a little, but
We started with running backs too, but then we went into tight ends, the tight end room.
These guys had a
He
pretty
looks pretty
productive
solid.
season. Missed tackles forced 10.
what happened to his touchdowns? He was gold in 2023.
23, 5.
0
Oh
touchdowns.
well, okay.
6
He only
and
played.
5.
He played 3 games last year, so something he must.
Not that's point. You're looking backwards. 23, 24, 25.
Oh, so he's gold last year.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying he's got a pretty solid score here.
I honestly think the Jets do need to address tight end at some point in this draft.
He's got good size.
Goes to a good school. Utah's pretty damn solid. Like from a
6'4", 259. Yeah, yeah. Can I see the big board? Because he is an option.
He's an option. I think at tight ends, he's probably the guy I would look at. We were also just looking at Mason Rieger. This guy is like PFF stuff.
Yeah, he looks pretty good there too, man.
Pass rush grade 83, run defense. Like these are guys I'd like to take a look at. These are some good grades. Like
look at the hurries last year. Like
that's pretty insane.
What a jump up from 13 a couple years ago to 32.
Looks like he missed all of 24.
Probably injury.
Obviously, like to dig into that.
But he played last year, 32 hurries, man, in 12 games.
Yeah.
That's three a game. Like
that's pretty awesome. I mean, honestly, I would run the card up for this kid.
What's his measurables? First look there,
like 250. Yeah,
6'5". Okay, he's an option.
Oh yeah, big time.
I honestly, I've never heard of this guy until today. I got to do some homework on this guy for sure.
Mason Rieger.
That's some interesting.
Look at that. Bam.
And a lot of people have the same opinions, obviously. He's jumped up. It's really the past week. From March or the last 3 weeks. March 14th looks like it's
probably after the combine.
240. Yeah, like a week after, because the combine's end of February. He's really jumped. This is crazy.
Maybe because people want to do 5-round mocks now instead of just 2.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right.
But dude, he looks good though on paper. I mean, I'm not saying we watched the film.
Some work on this guy.
Yeah. Because
here's the guy.
Rieger and the other guy.
Now here's the guy. If that doesn't say, I don't know what.
Blank. Shades of.
Dude, how often do you see a prospect with 0 cons in the 5th round? Like
0 cons, 0 pros. He's just Mason Rieger. It's who he is.
He is.
That's all you need to know. Mason Rieger with a
maybe Tippmann played with him.
Tippmann was drafted
like 2. Was it last year? Second pick?
This is third year, right?
2023.
Yeah.
Well,
so they would play year 1.
Do Rager's,
Wisconsin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
We already got Drew Aller for Olu. We didn't get but hey, man, we're the culture.
Yes, we're building culture.
Solid game against Iowa. Decent game against Oregon. I like to look and see like how they did against strong schools too.
Yeah,
like you could have played 15 crap schools and end up with a 90 pass rush grade. That doesn't mean you're a good pass rush.
Michigan, Washington, Ohio State, he was a little down, but like Oregon, Washington, Michigan, solid grades. Maryland, obviously very good, but let's do it, dude. Run the card up, man.
For 5th rounder, man, done.
Yeah, do it. 6'5" too. I love that.
Let Aaron Glenn's powers help. This guy would be a friggin' a beast.
Yeah, dude.
Hidden gem.
Alrighty, and now we're at pick 179, our last one. This is a guy I'm actually
Dominic Svegda.
Can you show me the running backs?
Keelan Black. Hemby, Jamari Taylor. You want the guy that everyone talks about when they say Ty Simpson had no running game and you go grab him?
If I was taking a guy that was the opposite of Breece Hall, I'd take Whittington, but we already have an Oregon Duck, but he can run up the middle, that's for sure. Okay, maybe don't force a running back. I mean, who's the top guy?
Jamari Taylor, which
I've heard of, but I don't know enough about.
He's pretty decent. It looks good.
1,000 yards last 2 seasons, 15 and 14 touchdowns.
29 touchdowns. Wow.
30, 40 receptions for
200
plus yards. Talking about 1,400 yard back.
Duke, Virginia Tech. Not a bad Stanford. I mean, goes up against decent teams.
Dude, and when he was a freshman though, like he only had 72 carries, but he played all 11 games, and that means something. Like you earn touches, you know.
Yeah, you do. Mm-hmm. Every year he got bet more and more and more.
Yep.
Hey, listen, again. Not a bad one, man.
I always cringe at the 5'9s.
Oh, I hear you.
But class is G. This freshman, sophomore, junior. I'm pretty sure junior starts with a J, unless they
made a mistake. They did it with a G.
So,
Junior.
They fired a lot of people there. Apparently, people left don't know the alphabet.
You should have kept Trevor Sycamore at least, man. Come on.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Maybe he's just a graduate, dude.
Yeah, graduated. Yep.
Yeah.
Straight up G, man.
So,
dude, I could sign off for this unless someone poo-poos it.
Oh, I'm good. Let's go.
I feel like you got to leave with a running back. We can't have Brilon Allen being our number 2 permanently.
No. Right now, he might even be our 3.
I think we're going to get A+ or A- for sure.
I think so.
Well, we got Bane. So this thing likes Bane off the Jets. It did not like to hold the hood over
well, we debated that.
A-. We did great, dude.
They really like the Bane. So I found out, Dom, like why they don't like Reese over Bane.
Why?
For the Jets. So
they have him listed as a linebacker.
They have him listed as linebacker, and the Jets' needs don't list linebacker as one of the needs.
Oh, okay.
Even though he's going to be drafted as an edge, that's why your grade gets docked for it. But you got to kind of ignore that. But that's why it's A+ here.
Look at that A-.
Got bad grades.
Look at that A- at 140.
Wow, I'm telling you, man. I think we left the draft with Ruben Bane and this guy off the other side. Now you can trade. Now you can trade Will McDonald and be more than happy with it.
Who needs Arvell Reese?
I got to do some work on this guy.
Hey, listen, if you could tell me we walked out of the draft with these players here, I mean, I would be ecstatic. I mean,
the other thing is like these are all big programs. Like these 100%. Players played draftable players. You know, maybe not Jamari Taylor, but it's a running back. The rest of them are all power schools. And honestly, if you're telling me that the worst part of our draft was Pregnon and Rodriguez, bro.
That's because of the positional need. That's why they break that.
I think Pregnon goes late 20s, like you were mentioning earlier, Dane. I mean, offensive linemen, especially like solid interior offensive linemen, it's a position that gets like, you know, the tackles in the prime position. But lately, these offensive guards don't hit free agency, and if they do, they get paid. So guard is slowly turning into a premium position as well. I think it's fair. I think when you look at a lot of these players, they're probably going to get drafted at or around or higher than where we picked them. So I think we did a good job. Screw them in their C.
Save that image, man. You gotta send that out into the universe.
Oh yeah,
I like. And dude, would you rather draft? Let me ask you this: regardless of getting pick 37, blah blah blah, would you rather draft at 5 and 8 or 2 and 16?
The way this board worked, well, I think 5 and 8. I think it's better than 2 and 6. You're guaranteed 2 gems. I mean, listen, you got Carnell Tate and Ruben Bain.
You guys cannot forget.
I mean, unless you're telling me we're going to walk away with Reese and maybe, let's say, a Lemon fell at 16, then I wouldn't be mad. But if it's not any receiver outside of the top 2, really, because I don't think Jordyn Tyson is a top 3 guy. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I think we do need to walk away with one of these receivers. Now, if we don't go that route, then it would have to be like a Reese and Vega at 16. I wouldn't be mad at that either. But then they would have to address that wide receiver at pick 33, 100%.
Maybe even double dip.
Boston, Brazel. I don't care. Concepcion.
We did get a future first-round pick in this whole thing too.
Oh, dude, yeah, we own the first next.
We now have 4 first-round picks next year. Like
we'll just have a all Buckeye receiving room because we're going to take Smith.
We're going to Jeremiah Smith next year too.
We'll have Wilson.
Can you imagine that?
We'll have Ruckert. Oh wait, no.
Oh yeah, we would have Ruckert. He's there too.
I just ruined it. Never mind. Forget Ruckert.
We didn't draft tight end. Oh, that tight end we were looking at too. I got to take a look at him too because he looks pretty damn solid as well.
That was Bentley.
Yeah.
You know what? 39 million. I said when I went to the restroom earlier, dude. I would sprinkle a little bit at Jonnu Smith, see if he wants to come here and catch passes.
Yeah, why not?
Njoku's an option too. Isn't Njoku still available as well?
Pass catcher.
Correct. Yep, Njoku, Jonnu, they can catch. But like, we don't need a blocker so much, I think, as we need a pass catcher.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's probably where I feel like the Jets need to like really like. You know, you were saying earlier, what would I like to see the Jets do from now until the draft? Like if you draft tight end in the first round, or like if Sadiq's there, whatever, fine, all that. But like, I just want that tight end room to like be normal for once. You know what I mean? Like, it's just been a long time since we've had like a normal tight end room, just like a few solid players. Like, you know, Mason Taylor can be that like player that like has upside, whatever. But then you have a couple of options. Ruckert. He's doing better in the run game. He was solid last year, but then just getting a solid. Here's your number 2, and then Ruckert's your number 3. You can, you know, have some upside in a position room.
I mean, here's another thing too, though. I mean, I would say for the first time, and listen, I'm just overthinking. Maybe I'm overthinking this though. But when was the last time the Jets actually had an offensive-minded coach, like a good one for that matter? All right. I'm not saying Eggstrand stinks. I'm not saying what's his name that's a head coach now, LaFleur stunk, but he was a first-time OC. Same thing with Eggstrand. Then we had Nathaniel, whatever his name over there, Hackett he stunk. Then we had what's his name, Downs, that took over for him. But this is the first time we actually have he was an NFL head coach. He was a quarterback. He's got an offensive mind running this ship. And you know what? I know that he likes his quarterbacks to be big guys, and I know he loves to run the ball. So it makes sense. A lot of these things, like, you know, going after Vega at 16, you know, let me tell you something. They may address running back with the 33rd pick and get your boy Price in here. I mean, that could be a possibility. I mean, and then run the ball heavy.
Yeah. They could. I mean, we with Brilon, like we can't even count him. I think one of you two said it earlier. Like, just take him off the board if he can come in and be a plotter for us. Because, like, let's face it, that short yard, like his rookie year, I think he was like 15 of 18 in short yardage situations. Last year, though, it wasn't there, man. So we got to get him back to what he was that first year. But yeah, dude, a million ways to build it. I think I like every freaking mock I've seen, which is good. That's a good sign, right?
I just like playing around with it, like how we did today a little bit, because you know what, it can happen. It's not like
Muji can do it too, because I think he's that type. Like, I mean, we've all seen it with the player trades, but like, I don't know. I want to see, can he find guys on day 3? Like I threw him aside.
That's where he swung and missed last year.
For a year, I've blasted him for not being able to. But then in the back of my mind, I said, those were primarily Douglas scouts.
They were.
This year. So like I have a new hope. Okay. And it's going to be ousted fast if it doesn't work. But, but dude, if he gets a handle on that, sky's the limit, man. You give me a Puka Nacua in the 5th round,
dude.
Bro, dude, this rebuild is done. It's done.
We're not the Rams, Dane.
Hey, listen, we got 10 picks in this draft? 10 picks or 9?
Something like that. Picks. Yeah, there's a bunch.
Forget about our first 4 picks. Hit on those for sure. But get me one diamond in the rough. We were talking about it the other time. Me and my brother were saying, "There's one diamond in the rough. Where is it? I want to see it. One diamond in the rough. Maybe it's Drew Aller.
Dude, it could be. But the rest of them don't, like, you already took Folk from Banjo. And I gave you gave him Wang Wu again. You gave him Isaiah Williams. That's fine. But, like, don't just leave him out hanging. I mean, Reich, we've left hanging this whole free agents. Like, you got to give him some pieces, but also don't let, just like the O-line, we don't want the O-line to go to shit. It was working. Yeah. Let's keep going. Ioane, Pregnon, somebody.
Right.
Banjo, same thing. Don't leave it hanging. Get him a kicker. Get him a kicker in UDFA. Get him a betcher, and let's keep doing what we were doing well. Good. Let's keep that. And then let's fix the defense. Let's bring the floor up of the defense. Let's bring the floor up of the quarterback. Dude, I think that alone, all that right there, which isn't a big ask at all, could translate to way more wins and fast. So, like, you get to 8 and 9, 9 and 8, dude. I think there's not a Jet fan on earth that's not happy, especially if the Colts win 5 games.
Colts, Packers, Cowboys, all of them. Let them all suck this year.
We just gotta be striking distance, man. Just striking distance. That's it.
Dude.
Anyway, Dom, let's let Dane cook it out for the night. He's on the Western time zone. He gets up early. He's in the busy world. But Dane,
hey, man,
before you head out, get some final words.
Sure. And that was kind of, I mean, we solid 2 hours here, gentlemen. I think, can I be the honorary third brother?
Yeah, always.
You're working your way into, we got an election coming up soon. Who's going to be the third brother?
We heard that
we actually do have a third brother, right? You might take a spot though.
From what I hear from you guys, he's the favorite. He's the favorite, so let's just cast him aside. Yeah, dude. I go back. I think we all do. We go back and forth between being optimistic and being pessimistic, being annoyed, being happy. Like, that's where we're at because we haven't spent any picks yet. We traded Jermaine. We traded Sauce. We traded Quinnen, which were all good returns, but are they? We haven't used the picks yet, man. This is like we are on the the precipice of, like, the point of no return. Like, right now it's hopium because we have the picks. Right. Once we start using it, like, if we start using them and they're bad, dude, we're going to be so bad. But if we start using them and they're, like, we're teetering right now. So, like, me, the next 3 weeks I'm enjoying because, like, I feel like I'm hoping the less optimistic I'll ever be. I'm hoping this is the storm before the calm or something. I don't know, whatever metaphor you want to throw at it. Yeah. So, like, the sky's the limit, but also, dude, if we don't hit these next 2 years, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to ride off into the sunset. I'm not going to lie.
It's all got to come down to one point.
It's got to turn at some point in time, man.
Well, turning the roster around is one thing, but it don't matter. You need the quarterback, and that is it. That's it. So if that's what I'm saying, take a quarterback this year, you take another one next year. I don't care. One of them has to pan out, please. Like, one. One.
I am of the mind of you take a guy that's more like a fringe QB2, QB1 this year. Like, because let's face it, no quarterback on our roster can any of us say will be here in 2028. Zero. So we need at least two. Take the kind of fringe guy this year. It could be Simpson, but not at 16. That's not the answer. Simpson at 33 could be that fringe guy. And maybe an Aller in the 4th, that fringe guy. And then next year, even if you got to give all three ones, I think we'll all sit Jeremiah Smith aside if it means we're going up for the guy we deem, the one. Yes. So that's all.
Like trade partner though. That's the other thing. If it's a Miami, we ain't getting them. If it's a team like Arizona, ain't gonna happen. Cleveland ain't gonna happen. So we need a team like, let's say maybe
Raiders.
Tennessee. Well, I won't even say Tennessee because if Ward has
Raiders.
a horrible year this year, Raiders a possibility. Just a team with a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
We need maybe the Giants to suck, but Dart to be good. Maybe that's one. It's like that. We're playing with fire because it's like they got to be just like good at quarterback, but bad overall, and that's tough.
Yeah, but then you have that risk with the Giants with the Jets tax. Raiders, I don't think you get as much of a Jet tax there. Like, you may get an AFC tax a little bit.
3-1. Who's turning down 3-1s though? Unless you have no quarterback. Like
that's basically what it's going to come down to. No one. I mean, that would be probably one of the biggest trades in NFL history.
You might even say 2-1s and then our 2028. Yeah. So, bro, like we'll have maneuverability. We don't want it to be like a 2 quarterback draft next year, and we're like 5th. I mean, because
let's just hope like these 8 quarterbacks I'm talking about, like 6 of them are just damn near solid. Like that college football playoff next year is going to be something fun to watch. If all those quarterbacks make, can you imagine if it
would be fun?
College football would just love something like that.
You know what they need to do though?
Quarterbacks.
You know what? I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like we were just talking about it before. We were talking about how the Oregon team in the playoffs, how the offensive line just fell apart in that playoff. Right? Was that what it is? Because of that long layover. They need to stop that long layover. If they're going to go into the playoffs, right? Either start the season 2 weeks later and have it where it ends up where they're only off a week, maybe 2 at most, but not a whole month before the playoffs start.
Agreed.
You're ending things off, Tom, on a really bad note. You're bringing too much bad memories back to Dane.
Well,
the Oregon Ducks left it all.
Hey, bro, only one team in the nation beat them this year. Sadly, it was Indiana twice, but but dude, World is another guy on the O-line we could target. Yeah. He got hurt, which hurt, but a month off, it's too much, man. Got to go, guys. You guys
Dane,
close it out.
Hit me up, whatever. If you ever need something on your show, especially on Fridays, Sundays, whatever you need me.
I got you. I'm actually going to Hawaii next week.
Nice.
But that for first time ever. But then I'm coming back. Anthony, I can maybe get you in before the draft. I'll hit you up. Danger Zone, for anybody watching after the fact. I guess that's about it, man. You guys keep cooking, man. You'll see me here on Tuesday nights, whether I'm on the show or in the chat.
Awesome. Nice talk.
Appreciate it, man. You have a good one.
Yeah, Dom, you better be here every time now from now on.
You got me.
All right, later, guys.
Later.
So you finally made it to Dane on the show.
Finally.
Dane's cool. He had me on the show a few times now. I think I've been on the show like 3 times, 3 times, something like that. Came in as a call-in a couple times, but no, he does good work. He's consistent.
Yeah, he's constantly on the air. I see him always on YouTube. Watch it. I know, like he did that one with Chaos.
Yeah, so every Sunday he's on with Chaos. Sunday evening.
They're both from the West Coast, then I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool.
So I forget where Chaos lives now, but he was originally from New York, but he's on the West Coast now. And then he does every Friday with a friend of his that lives in, I want to say it's like West Virginia or something like that.
Okay. Oh, Greeny?
No. His name is Murph. It's just, I think it's a friend of Dane's. Okay. I don't know where they connected or where they found their connection, whatever. But that's what he does shows on Fridays with, and that's the show I've been on a couple times.
Oh, that's cool.
They're both really cool. Yeah, get Murph on there. See if he's interested to jump on.
I liked our mock this week. It was fun.
I'm telling you what, that Mason Rieger guy, I gotta look that
and
guy.
Bentley, good. Bentley too.
Bentley looks solid too, but that
you know who knows more about these guys than ever? Just send Dom C some notes. Hey, you know anything about these guys?
I might do that. I might say, hey, Dom,
he's the man that knows all this.
I tell you what, though, if you want Dom C to be a guest on this show ever again, you gotta stop this kicker talk in the draft. No,
man.
I don't know if you've seen the Greeny and what's it called? Greeny and Matt O'Leary and not Greeny, Green Bean. They have a shirt on there now. Something like Dom said,
take
Dom Sears, something like that. Like, don't draft kickers.
Yeah, that's they go on Tuesdays. They do it, all three of them. It's Ryan.
Yeah, they're probably they're actually wrapping up now. They go on until 10.
Yeah, they're pretty good too, man. I love those guys.
Chaos in Chaos is in Sacramento. I knew he was on the West Coast. I just forget where exactly. But anyway, this mock was good. Dane was fun having him on.
Yes.
Gotta get him on. He's got to be like almost a regular participant at some point in time.
He wants to be a brother, right? He wants to be a brother, he said.
He wants to be a brother. He's got to earn it. I'll tell you what. Ends up being a Giants fan. He's lost a lot of points in his life. So.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
He's lost a lot of points, won a few Super Bowls. But so
hey.
I guess he'll take that. But, yeah, solid mock with Dane. I'll have to post this on the Twitter sphere here in a little bit here. And then what we got? Next week.
3 more weeks, bud.
Week, 3 more weeks until the draft. I don't know if it's next week or the week after, but we have an interesting guest I gotta follow up with. I'll talk to you about it a little bit here once we get off the air. I don't want to get too much going on, but we have a very interesting guest that might make their way here either next week or the week after. Everyone in the chat, if you want to be part of this show, part of future shows with more guests, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, hit the like button. Every button you find is not the thumbs down. There is a thumbs down button. Do not hit that thumbs down. I don't know what that does, but it probably doesn't help. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Dane's telling us the way it is. Most importantly, let's go Jets.
Go Jets.